Kaboom! Teach them! Always make sure the message reach them!
Live. In Jamaica, broadcasting around the world. You're watching the Teach Them YouTube show. Intellectual, yet stimulating. Fair, frank, and factual. This is Extra Class, streaming to the world and beyond.
You know, it's Teach Them, the #1 intellectual blogging panel on the YouTube channel.
Good night, everyone. Let me know if you are seeing me clearly. Let me know if you are hearing me clearly. If you are seeing and hearing me clearly, welcome to another episode of Extra Class, episode number 286. I trust that everybody who is in the hearing of my voice and seeing my face are okay. Your family members are also okay, healthy. For all the people who are at work at this hour of the night, I trust that your shift will end soon. You will get a chance to go home to be with your family in short order. Why am I not able to click certain things? For the people that are up on the streets, be careful. You understand? Get to home safely. For the people that are at their home, ready for listen to teach about some things we have to jam down. Jam rock. Jamaica land we love. Land of food and water, Bob Marley, Usain Bolt, Vice Cartel, Butcher Banton, Shelly and Fraser Price, Lee and Thompson, Portia Simpson Miller. You understand me? I say Marcus Mosiah Garvey, some more people, Mark Golden, Lisa, and me talk about them one next time. Peeps, give thanks. We're there, yeah. Mama and Papa, you know what I think of? Soul Circle.
Kaboom! Teach them! Always make sure the message reach them. You know, it's Teach Them, the #1 intellectual blogging panel on the YouTube channel. Hey, yo, yellow. Like, subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification button. Hey, yo, we always up to something. Teach them. Hey, yo, yellow. Send the message and make it reach them. It's Teach Them. Right here. Warlord representing.
Yeah, peeps. Thanks, Sheena. How you doing? Sheena, how you tell me to call you what day I call you back and I know been here. That about 2 years ago. I hope you're alright though. And them something there. Long day. So as Kalanji said, there is no time to waste. Peace. Before we go any further, share the stream with the people, them, your friends, your family, your co-workers, them. Some people you don't even to talk to. Make them know them to come watch teach them, because unity thing I go bring. You know what I mean? Your WhatsApp status, your Facebook status story, your Instagram story. I don't even remember what the whole of the things I mean. There's so much of them more time, we can't even deal with it. You understand what I say? But we're there, so I could get some things out of the way. You know what I mean? Big up to Predator anyway, I'm there. If you know what your Predator interview, you go look for. You understand what I say? And thing. Predator sample, man. Russian, I go on you. Big up to all of the moderators them in the building, all the persons who are here for the first time. Well forward to the family. You know, for the regular people, them a heart of love. You know what I mean? And thing. Somebody who is in the YouTube, in the channel WhatsApp group, share the stream to the group for me or something. And things so I can share it on my status too. Because all of them look at things there. Yeah, peace. I could start that one here, so. COVID. 19, 20, 30, 40, 100, eh? 3 more COVID deaths. 78 new cases recorded in Jamaica. An additional 3 COVID-19 related deaths and 78 new cases were recorded across Jamaica yesterday, Thursday, according to the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Haven't seen the numbers for today as yet. The deceased are an 86-year-old female from Clarendon, an 83-year-old female from St. Catherine, and a 41-year-old female from St. James. So the death of the 86-year-old was previously under investigation, and the latest fatalities bring the death toll from the coronavirus in Jamaica to 205. The 78 newly confirmed COVID-19 cases bring the total number of cases on record for the island to 9,005. Recoveries increased by 13 on Thursday, bringing the total recoveries to 4,442. Of the newly confirmed cases, 43 are males and 35 are females, with age ranging from 5 to 89 years. So the cases were recorded in Kingston and St. Andrew, which saw 29, Westmoreland 14, St. James 13, St. Mary 11, Clarendon 3, St. Catherine 3, St. Anne 2, Manchester 1, Trelawney 1, and the parish of Portland saw 1 confirmed case. There are 14 moderately ill patients and 3 critically ill patients among the 4,237 active cases currently under investigation in the country. COVID not gone nowhere. It there same way. COVID there upon the gully side, upon the hillside, on the mountain side. COVID there upon the gully side. Make all people uptown run go hide. Something like that. You know anything go. You understand? Don't even too pressure sing it. I don't want to really my thing, but you have to try your fight. Peeps. Thing still set away. Whether at night, whether day. The things so bad, the youths have to lock up in the house. Them can't even go play. You know what thing go, some people are struggle cause them get laid off and now get no pay. Right now, a whole heap of people are open and pray. I beg Judge to show them a brighter day. I just write a poem in a very short time. Alright, sir. Marlon Ross, big up yourself in a farm. The COVID situation has seen a lot of fallout in many sectors. Economic fallout, health fallout, mental fallout, educational fallout. There's a lot of things. I told you when I streamed last that I have been hearing some sounds from both the Prime Minister and the Minister of Education that would suggest to me at that time that plans were afoot to move towards face-to-face schooling becoming a thing again. I would have told you what I think at that point in time. I'm going to reiterate it tonight. During a press conference earlier this week, the Prime Minister and the Minister of Health would have outlined various ideas, proposals, programs, initiatives, all sort of things. The reality though is that I will not be naive and pretend like I never know say this will go happen eventually. But my humble opinion, Zane, not only as an educator, but as a citizen of Jamaica, is that speed kills. Yeah. I'm going to develop the point a little bit more. It's a lesson I teach on the introductory activity, like just gone. During the press conference, it was announced by the Education Minister, Flavel Williams, that there will be a pilot program as it relates to face-to-face resumption within the education system in short order. Again, as far as I am concerned, speed kills. again, I am cognizant of the fact that inevitably, the day would have to come where schooling as we know it traditionally would have to resume. However, is November the 9th, incidentally, the day after my birthday, the best day to start? I cannot say, because I know conversely people say, but teach, we can wait till January the 9th and we have more cases and more deaths then than now. That is true. We don't know. So I can't tell you when is the best time to re-engage students in a physical environment. However, speed kills. As per the announcement and declarations coming out of the press conference, the country has learned that 17 schools have been selected for face-to-face pilot project program, teaching, learning, experiment, situation type thing. Of note, because I was paying keen attention, You understand? I heard, I don't remember if it was the Prime Minister or the Education Minister, stating that as far as the data that they have, they believe that approximately 73 schools in Jamaica are deemed low risk for the resumption of face-to-face teaching. Again, speed kills. Alright. However, forget about the 73 for now. What they're saying is that this pilot program will initially be done, rolled out, initiated, launched, tested, experimented with in 17 schools. So the Education Minister Flavor Williams has announced that face-to-face classes will resume under a pilot program for 17 schools in 9 parishes from the 9th to the 20th of November. 12 of the schools are at the primary level and 5 at the secondary level. The Education Minister made the announcement at Wednesday's press conference at Jamaica House. However, she did not disclose the names of the schools, saying that consultations were still ongoing and that she understood the anxiety that existed around said discussions. So the 9 parishes that currently have the schools that will be in the pilot are Clarendon, Manchester, Portland, St. Anne, St. Elizabeth, St. James, Westmoreland, St. Thomas, and Trelawney. So no Kingston and St. Andrew, no St. Catherine, no St. Mary, no Hanover. Yeah, I think those are the parishes that are excluded for the time being. The minister said that the COVID-19 protocols will be strictly enforced at the schools. She also urged principals to allow students with masks that may not match their uniforms. At the same time, Williams said students without masks should be provided with one. And yeah, I too will be in support of the fact that we know many of the schools have created masks to match their uniforms for students, at a cost. We know that the financial situation now would dictate that some parents would not be able to acquire these masks. And as such, if a child show up in a mask, the child should be allowed. Seeing that we are going back face to face, eventually, the child should be permitted as long as a child is wearing a mask. Whether it is in the school colors or not. I am totally for that. I understand that. Alright. However, again, speed kills. Kingston and St. Catherine are still showing. St. Mary had a flare up in near Anata Bay, Dover and them place, the Enfield recently. St. Catherine down at Sandy Bay. Kingston all about the place. St. Andrew all about the place. So I guess that is why those parishes have not been earmarked for the pilot. No. And when I speak now, good night, Empress Kerry, and happy belated birthday. I trust that you had a fabulous day in every possible way. And I trust that you will live to see many, many, many more birthdays. And just go and grow, see, and enjoy each day like, you know what I mean? Yeah, man. At the last, you know one thing, happy belated birthday. Big up to all of the people that want to celebrate birthday. You know, the real Scorpios. Stinging. Alright. I have argued on numerous occasions that I understand the situation, the challenges, the issues currently plaguing the distance learning apparatus across the country. Some institutions are better able, equipped, and resourced to treat with the problems as they arise. Omar Crossgill, blessings in a broski. First, a long time I not see the one and I hope all is well, I hope the family good and thing, and also, you know, I appreciate the continued support and the contribution. Blessings, Sir Crossgill. While some institutions were under-resourced, under-financed, and struggling even way before the onset of the coronavirus outbreak in the country. Also, many parents were struggling to sustain their families, their kids, from before the COVID outbreak. And many of these parents have experienced a closure of their place of employ, closing their own businesses, downsizing and downscaling their own businesses, and in some instances they have even been laid off. So it means that they are not in a position to treat with the requirements for the distance learning apparatus situation settings. Many children are still without a device. Many children have no access to the internet, and many children are not being reached in the virtual space. That is the sad reality. I can tell you that at my place of work, many teachers have not seen the full complement of none of them class from the beginning of school on the 7th of October. I think that was the date. Yeah? And we are now moving into November. And the situation, sadly, may not be on the improve. Alright. So I understand that the government, knowing this, even though they are trying to get devices to students who are affected and such, they understand that many children are not being reached via the distance, online, virtual learning environment apparatus. And as such, I think this is one of the factors influencing the probably premature decision to resume. Mind you, mark you, it's not full-fledged yet, but the pilot face-to-face program. However, I want to take this opportunity to say to whomever, whichever technocrat or political associate, affiliate of the government is watching, that opening school face-to-face don't mean that you're going to be able to engage more youth than you're engaging online now. Because the reality is that, and write it down, and remember, say me, tell us so. Many children will not come to school when school open face to face because of a myriad of reasons and challenges. Financial challenges, some parents will not be comfortable any at all allowing their kids, their children, to traverse using the public transportation network. Some parents will not be comfortable at all allowing their children in an environment, in a space, in the context of the current situation with other children. And fundamentally, many parents are not financially equipped at this point in time to send their children to physical school. That is the reality. So, yes, the government is thinking that because so many children are not being reached, if we open school, it will improve. I dare say that that might be a pipe dream. That is just my assessment. I could be wrong. Additionally, I have said before that it would be wiser if face-to-face teaching is resumed any at all for this academic year. That should be for 5th form and 6th form students who will be treating with external examinations this year. So the grade 11s, grade 12 and grade 13 students. Not even so much in grade 12. Some of them will probably be doing some units in grade 12 still. But okay, fine. When schools were closed in March, leading up to the CXC examination in July, there was about a 2 to 3 week period where schools were given an opportunity to open their doors to students preparing for external examinations, with a staggered approach. Remember that it's only a grade 11 cohort or grade 11 and 12. You have the entire school planned so you can spread the children across the compound and social distance would be observed and such. Fine. I have absolutely no issue with that. However, and I should point out that approximately 6,000 students will be involved in the face-to-face exchanges starting the 9th of November. And how many teachers, I am not even sure. I have also said that the prime environment for the outbreak and spread of anything at all that is communicable is the school. In the school, especially among the younger population. It is going to be almost impossible to tell a grade 1, 2, 3 child that you can't play with your friend. What them not say for months now. It is going to be practically impossible to tell every child and to get them to adhere that you don't share things with your friends like you used to. These children will have to take public transportation, majority of them, to and from school. We are in the community phase spread of the community spread phase of the pandemic. So you don't know who, where, or how. You don't know. And yes, I am quite again cognizant of the fact that come January, the situation, God forbid, may be even worse than it is currently. Seeing that I heard the Prime Minister making suggestions, intimating, insinuating that there may be a relaxation of the COVID-19 restrictions for the Christmas period. Again, speed kills. One of the reasons why we are dealing with the situation as is this point at this point in time is the relaxation of COVID-19 restrictions over the Independence weekend and nomination day and election day, yeah? I understand that we can't lock down people forever, but speed kills. My humble suggestion, not only as a Jamaican, but probably most importantly at this point in time, as an educator, is to slow down. Why? Speed kills. I understand it's a pilot. I understand that inevitably there will have to come a day when we will have to go back in the physical environment. I have 2 grade 11 classes, 2 grade 11 groups now. Yeah? And I have no issue making that sacrifice to treat with my grade 11 students in a face-to-face environment. They need it. Especially considering that one of the group I inherited at grade 11. If you have had a change of teacher after you had them for 1 year for the same subject, then you realize that it is difficult to adjust and adapt. I mean, my situation may not be so bad because I taught those students at grade 9 and they might have selected the subject because they were of the view that I would have been teaching them at grade 10. But for timetabling issues, it wasn't possible. But it's what it is. I have no problem treating with my grade 11s. They are older, they are more mature, and it is easier to monitor and to treat with them versus primary school students, grade 7, 8, and 9 students, yeah? So this is my humble suggestion and opinion. As somebody who would have done environmental studies as a part of my course of study, I can tell you now that things like the COVID-19 outbreak is just a snapshot of what may be ahead in the future. These things will become more commonplace as globalization become even more pronounced and people move from point A to point B overnight and the next morning and the next day. As climate change continue to affect and afflict our planet, new diseases will start to emerge and a myriad of things will have to be treated with by the human population. So, a COVID-19 situation is not an isolated thing. I mean, we had the bubonic plague in the medieval ages. We had the Spanish flu. We have had smallpox. We have had cholera. We have had things occurring throughout human history. And through a combination of climate change and globalization and people eating a bit and all of them something there, and changes in lifestyle and diet and all manner evil, this may be the norm as we go ahead. Ebola. Yeah? And I don't even get into the conspiracy theory aspect of the thing. We are talking about now hard, cold facts. So it means that not long from now, again, God forbid, and knock on wood, as a country, as a planet, we might have to be treating, because it's not long ago that we're dealing with SARS and MERS and the swine flu and different variations of this flu and that flu and flown. Yeah? And Zika and chikungunya. It is not long ago that we were dealing with these things, you know. So, if you are following the trend, you are realizing that these things are now becoming the norm. And the frequency of these pandemics are very rapid. It's very rapid. Okay? Alright. So back to my suggestion. Grades 11, 12 and 13, if anybody is to be given the opportunity to resume face-to-face classes, it should be those students, seeing that they are preparing for external examinations this academic year, 2020-2021. Also, based on their levels of maturity and understanding of the situation that currently exists. It is also my view that as a country, we should use the rest of this academic year to improve on our online learning platforms, approaches, methodologies, improving them so as to not only be better prepared in the future and we not behave like a headless chicken and a run up and down when certain things happen, but also, and listen me carefully, to make the online learning ecosystem a part of the academics of every school. Meaning that even if you have face-to-face classes, you also have an online component. I would call that the blended approach. Yeah? That is just my suggestion. So grades, well, basic school, primary school, first form to fourth form, remain online for the rest of the year. Improve the online platforms, improve and build out on the country's ability to provide internet coverage for as much of the island as is possible. Try to get as many devices in as many homes as is possible. Work on that, expose teachers to new approaches and methodologies and how they go about operating in the virtual space. Right? So, going forward, we will now have a system of learning and an ecosystem that is a combination of going to the physical school but also an online component where practicing for any external shocks or internal shocks that may come our way in the future. That is just my humble opinion. And these were not derived by sitting down in any meetings with anybody. It's just me sitting down, looking at the situation from the perspective of a Jamaican citizen and from the perspective of not only a classroom teacher, but also a senior teacher, as somebody who have additional responsibility in my institution, and most importantly, as somebody who wants what is best for my country. These are my simple opinions, suggestions, recommendations. They are not perfect, Zane. Some people may question how realistic some of the suggestions may be, but slow down, have a listen, have a broader look, analyze, assess. Look at the bigger picture and not just look at your nose. And see if the decisions that we have made and are about to make and plan to make are the best decisions for all stakeholders currently. Remember, one child leaving a household, going to school, being exposed, will have to go back to that household with 10-15 people in there sometimes, and then those 10-15 persons will have to interface with 10-15 more individually, and the domino effect may be unthinkable, unimaginable. I am no expert or advisor to anyone or anywhere. I mean, we'll do some advising at work and thing, but you understand? We don't have no whole heap of letters beside and or above with name, but I think I have something that is very rare these days. Common sense. Yeah? This is the Minister of Education, Peter, Miss Favour Williams. Those are my views. Those are my concerns. If I was in a position to affect policies, those are some of the ideas that I would want to be treated with presently. So let's see. As I said, I know that somewhere along the line, schools will have to be reopened. Somewhere along the line, face-to-face schooling will have to continue. Somewhere along the line, these things will have to be treated with. But do we need to cut the line and bring the front of the line closer towards us, or work our way until we get there in a gradual, well thought out, practical way? So I sincerely hope for my colleagues, for the nation's children, that this pilot project will be a success in that there are no stories, reports of children who are in the physical space, who are going into the physical space, being tested positive for COVID-19, and ultimately no one will suffer the ultimate consequence of becoming a COVID-19 fatality. Those are my views. Those are my concerns. Not only as an educator, but as a citizen of Jamaica. Time will tell. So 2 weeks, I hope throughout or the end, no one weeps. Speed kills. My views, my opinion. Let's see. Think me can done the stream, you know. Tell me no want to talk about nothing else. Rain, rain, go away. Come again another day. Well, the rain gone. But not to scare anyone, based on my observation of satellite images and radar images and reports from the National Hurricane Center and the National Meteorological Service of Jamaica, the indications are that more rain is beyond the horizon and maybe with us sooner rather than later. Make yourself me mad. I'll talk about that in a few. I was going to do a video today, but then I said I'm going to watch it a little bit more, see what the forecasts and the projections and predictions are. They are becoming a little bit more centered, aligned, and the suggestions are that more rains are on the way. That is a serious cause for concern, seeing that most of the soil across this wonderful Jamaica land we love is still saturated from the prolonged rainfall that would have experienced over the past week and a half. As a matter of fact, some parishes, some eastern parishes, have been experiencing rainfall from today. So, Jaja, Lord, give me strength to face another rain. Jaja. But before we talk about the rain, the last significant rainfall event, sound like me in a geo class, you know, that would have occurred over the weekend past last, and even prior to that. Preliminary estimates are that the damage caused by said rainfall event is somewhere in the region of 2.7 billion Jamaican dollars. So the Chief Minister, Andrew Holness, said that it will take at least 2.7 billion to reopen roadways and drains affected by the recent rainfall associated with Tropical Storm Zeta. I think the next name system will be called ETA. So it is Gamma, Delta, Epsilon, Zeta, ETA. I don't remember what come after that. I forgot to check it. I don't remember. I not do Greek like that. But alright. Some 2 billion is for the National Works Agency, NAA control roads and drains, and 700 million for infrastructure that falls under the responsibility of the municipal corporations. Holness said that the preliminary figure does not take into account the cost for the rehabilitation of roads and bridges that suffered extensive damage. So based on the extent of damage and cost, all the required work will not be immediately done, Holness said. He said the government will operate based on a priority system, the major one being reopening of blocked roads followed by the cleaning of critical gullies that are now heavily silted, sand and other particles and particulates have accumulated. Yeah? Call that siltation. Never mind. He said that main thoroughfares will then be patched. Any resource allocation and expenditure must have in mind how we are going to stimulate the economy and how we are going to ensure that we get the economy back to full production. We have to look at the roads and infrastructure that we need to get back to full operation in order to support the economy. And the NAA has been so guided, he said. He said that the government would have to reallocate money from within the existing budget to deal with these rehabilitation works. He said that the National Works Agency preliminary assessments indicate that more than 80 roads island-wide were severely affected by rain-related events. Each constituency will be allocated $3 million for members of parliament to respond to needy persons who have been adversely impacted by the weather. Hope the Auditor General will keep a tab on these things. In the meantime, Holness said that he has been told by the NAA that some of the major roadworks recently, including Constant Spring Road, Barbican Road, and Camp Road, did not suffer major damage. I have a look at thing to say. I would have heard and seen many persons who were in despair as it relates to them suffering damage because of the rainfall that the country experienced recently. And also persons who are just looking on and observing. That the drainage system existing prior to the construction or upgrading of some of these major areas of roadworks was not sufficient prior to, and enough, if anything, was done during the upgrading of these thoroughfares to accommodate major rainfall events. And I wholeheartedly agree that this is the situation in many instances. Also, I will also admit, as somebody who has some geographical background and knowledge, that many of these areas, when they were being developed, they were not planned properly, and not much regard was given to drains and ridding water from these areas and communities. We just build for building's sake. I will agree. I will, however, having attributed some of the blame to our civil engineers and government agencies and contractors, and whether them Jamaican, Asian or Martians, yeah? Them have to take some blame. However, I have seen on many occasions, many instances where flooding in many communities, in many areas, whilst the drainage situation is not optimum, that citizens of this country are as responsible, and in some instances even should shoulder greater blame for flooding than the drainage situation and the lack of insight when development is occurring. Why? Because my Jamaican brothers and sisters wantonly, without regard for anything, dump their garbage in gullies, streams, waterways, clogging them up. And when it rains and it floods, it is the government's fault. Wanna move up. Wanna go with a nasty self. Yes, the government and all of the agencies them and contractors them need to do better with the drainage system. But I will suggest that some of these areas that have been flooded is down to us as Jamaicans being nasty people. Look in these areas that are flooded, how much debris and garbage you will see in these waterways. Water have to flow around them, above them, because people simply just throw things in some gully and feel like it will vaporize and evaporate. We are a nasty people. I remember I received a call, probably the last time I called in, and say, I know the people them have to blame for littering. That the government, kind of Jamaica, will blame government for everything. And I'll also go a little bit further. If you had the best drains in the world during the recent rainfall situation, there would have been flooding in this country. Why? Based on the level of rainfall and the duration of the rainfall period. So it is easy to, and you know, so we're no friend, no guy around here, no government, no opposition, we're not busy with nobody, you know. But fear is fear. Rain was falling long before the peak of the rainfall over the weekend, as tropical storm Zeta was influencing weather conditions over the country. The soil in many parishes was full to its capacity. It could not hold any more water, so we said the soil became saturated. So the process of water entering in the soil that we call infiltration, it just couldn't happen no more. Then And the process of water moving down through the soil vertically, we call that percolation, or horizontally, we call that through flow. It couldn't happen because no more water can go into the soil. So the next process in the water cycle that will become dominant is what we call surface runoff or overland flow. The soil can take no more, so the water will start to accumulate on the surface. You couldn't have drains with drains with drains. Based on the amount of rainfall, flooding would have occurred. Yeah? The level of flooding that occurred, though, could it have been reduced in any significant way if the drains were better? If there was some thought and vision when some of these areas were being developed? Absolutely. Could the impact have been reduced if Jamaicans were not so nasty? Absolutely. So, I understand that it is easy to get up and it is cute and hip and trendy to say the government. Sometimes it is the people. Many times it is the people. You have some communities where people build their houses on gully banks. Now, when they build their houses on these gully banks, most of these communities are informal, so you don't have formal garbage collection. Their garbage site is these gullies. Just throw it over your wall or through your window. And nature will take care. Of course, nature will take care of it and take care of you. Fix your business. So yes, drains need to be revisited. Some drains need to be deepened, widened, paved. New drains need to be cut in places. But also, as a people, we need to cut some sense in our life. We need to cut some cleanliness in our life and stop being so nasty. And then everything you blame government for. Is you throw the garbage in the gully? Is you block up the drain? And then you throw the garbage in the gully and I say them don't clean the drain and the gully. Then if you ain't throw nothing in there, you don't need to clean. You throw it in the gully and expect somebody to follow back at you and go clean it up. Nasty and nasty, man. I saw a cartoon in the Observer the other day that is basically saying the same thing what me I said. And this has been going on for a long time. This is nothing new, you know. We are nasty people, man. Fridge, toilet, house, car, everything you see I wash in the water, black up drain in a brother. Stove, barrel, everything, man. Scandal bag here, there, and everywhere. Where you think I gone to the water? The water will stop and say, can you please clear the way for me? The water going to find a way, and sometimes the way is through your house. You are responsible sometimes. Yes. The government has to take responsibility in instances where they have dropped the ball. Absolutely. We're not pardon no guy around here. But we as citizens need to also put up with hand and say, some are too nasty. And the government also needs to stop the whole heap of chatting and do some things. We chat. We go to parliament, we chat. We see some camera, we chat. We're going to do this and we're going to impose hefty fines and prosecute people who are found to be in contravention of the Anti-Litter Act. And they will be made to crap. One bag of chatting. With them one bag of lipping like a lipstick or be a chatting. We're tired of that. Well, me tired of it. I have seen it many times. More talk than anything else. More bark than bite. Yeah? We need to get the thing together, man. See? Also, the unfortunate situation up in Shooters Hill where there was a landslide that killed the father and his daughter. And very unfortunate situation. I saw some aerial footage of that community. And those places at such elevation receive more rainfall than places on the plain. So it means that with the geology of those areas, as in the structure of the rock and the soil and all of these things, plus vegetation, because in these communities, especially in some of these elevated areas, you know, they cultivate coffee on hillsides and they cultivate on hillsides and they're not practicing terracing or contour plowing. So they just remove the vegetation and the soil become loose and all hell break loose. I understand that people have to live. I understand that people have to live in a house. But the reality is that some of these houses should not be built where they have been built. And every time an unfortunate situation like this come up, you hear that we're going to enforce the building code and we're going to clamp down on persons who are building in contravention of the Municipal Corporations Act or the Town and Country Act or whichever act them want to name. And nothing. One more major rainfall event and something else like this happen. The same story. One bag of chatting. We are a country of chatters, man. No action. We just want to say one camera. And we are most eloquent and free-flowing with our speech. From the camera turn off, everything lock off. And I understand that people have to live. I understand that people are going to construct houses. Zane, but the regulatory agencies in this country need to do exactly what them say them is. Regulate. Sometimes you don't need no expert to tell us your family. You know, see if you build a house, they say, you know. You understand? And as me I said, these areas receive more rainfall than other places in the country. So the soil will become saturated and unstable quickly. These are disasters waiting to happen. And the unfortunate reality is that that situation up in Shooters Hill will not be the last such situation. That is a sad truth. It is not the first occurrence of this nature that have come to the national or gain national prominence or attention. It is not, and it will not be. Why do we continue as a nation to be such a reactive set of people? It's like the word proactive not in our dictionary, in our vocabulary, our vernacular. That word there. I don't even know if I use it right. Probably my vernacular wrong or my vocabulary wrong. I don't know, but I just use some word right now. Me know some of them. Me hear them. Me just go and use them. You don't love me. You understand? How long shall we continue doing the same things over and over expecting a different result? They don't say so we're not sensible Rasta. And this is not a political party thing. This is a government thing. Because both political parties would have formed governments in recent modern Jamaican history. So both of them have had opportunities to treat with many of these situations. And the reality is that they still exist. So I know some people are quick to make these things political. It can't be political. Because if two parties have formed governments in recent history, then and not change. Because some people can't see beyond orange or beyond green, you know. Them can't see black, green and gold, you know. When them look on the Jamaican flag, is a orange flag them see, you know. Or a green flag, you know. No black, green and gold in the round they see, you know. All the flagpole green and orange, you know, Rasta. All the rope green and orange, you know. Them can't see the national flag, a orange flag them see and green flag. Everything a politics. And for me party leader and the party, no go man. Me want a better country. Me not busy with no party or no guy. And I understand that these things cannot all be done overnight. Zine? I understand that. I mean, not expect the country to change overnight. There's no party that can wave a magic wand and all the ills of Jamaica disappear. It will never happen. However, what I want to see, and like I always tell my children them, all I want from you, my students, is to show me that you are interested and you are willing to make the effort. That is all me ask from my children, them, you know, my students, you know. Give me something to work with. So all me ask from the government is over time, gradually, show me say, yeah, try fix this place and improve this thing, man. Whether it is a government formed by the People's National Party or the Jamaica Labour Party. We want to see consistency, continuity, and progress. I'm tired of chattings, man. Blessing zigzag. And yes, I know so we are treated with COVID, but the country still a keep. Jamaica still a keep. So that is why you have been elected to administer over the affairs of the country, because you put yourself up to be elected. So then, you and whomever you create, whomever you choose to be a part of the team that you create, should find creative ways to treat with these things. And I don't know about any other Jamaican, but me I talk for myself. Me not expect everything to be fixed in a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year cycle. Even 10-year cycle. But show me that you are actively working and treating with these issues. Show me that you have moved one issue from stage 1 to stage 2 and is moving up the different stages. That is all me ask as a Jamaican, you know. And me, when I say this, I talk about everything. I talk about the economy, I talk about education, health, crime, everything, you know. Show me that you understand the situation, the reality that we face as the country. It is a very steep hill that you have to climb, but show me that you are not stuck at the base and you are getting the resources and equipping yourself to climb up that hill in a gradual way. Blessings, Reid. You see me? Alright. So I talk about those 2 topics already and I feel like I want done stream. Like I've said so much in 1 hour. That, you know what I mean? So, with all that said, here comes the rain again. Jaja. Thing wet. Rough. Severe weather alert issued until Sunday. I may do a video in the morning. May. So, if you're looking at this very colorful pictorial representation of the Caribbean and Atlantic basin, you are seeing in the Eastern Caribbean out here, so I'm not even having a point of a show now. Zane, just above Trinidad here, and in the Lesser Antilles, an area of disturbance. That's a tropical wave. The predictions are that this tropical wave will continue its journey across the Caribbean basin westwards and will start to influence weather conditions across Jamaica shortly. That is not even the bad part. We deal with tropical waves on a regular. Well, at certain time of the year. However, the National Hurricane Center in Miami is predicting that this area of disturbance, based on conditions in the Caribbean basin, based on upper atmospheric conditions, based on the lack of wind shear in the atmosphere and ocean temperatures, there is a very high possibility that this area of disturbance will become more organized and will develop, possibly in the next 48 to 72 hours, into a tropical depression and very likely, let me not say that, and potentially a tropical storm before close to or on reaching the Western Caribbean where Jamaica lies. So, whichever way you take it, there will be some rain. And we can't take no more. Because every time it rains, I get wet. As I think a Shania Twain did say one of them time. I remember. When I was a young boy and me busy, I look to a girl. That bass song we used to play for them. Make her CD with bass songs. Every song I tell her how me feel about her. You don't know that thing, you know? Right now, I'll be a text message, you know what I said. And voice note. You didn't know a good CD. And good poems. Not even poems and not poems. No, never make no CD in a girl. No, I go on. No, no old school girl looker. Yeah, son. We need some new school girl lookers. Your voice note girl lookers. No, I go on around this. Hear me I say. The Meteorological Service of Jamaica has issued a severe weather alert effective until 5 p.m. on Sunday. According to the service, an area of low pressure associated with a strong tropical wave currently across the Eastern Caribbean is expected to move into the vicinity of Jamaica early Sunday morning. Satellite imagery indicates that the system has a large area of showers. You see this red area that you're looking at out in the Eastern Caribbean. All these green and blue are indication of precipitation. It's just that the red area is showing you the greater concentration of rainfall. Yeah? Tamu says it sounds like a decade ago. No, it's just that I did have some old school girl looking at me. You understand? Yeah, man. Y'all find out your girl like, you just ask her and she didn't even know you look her like. You understand? You just buy them things and make sure you get them neatly. You can't lose. I win, you win. That may I tell you too. You understand? Y'all know so she like all Celine Dion. One CD with Celine Dion tune. Then her favorite tune that front in her migline and a 3 times she hear that tune, you know. Then you can't lose. You don't know what going on here, say no. You don't do it even know. This bigger on. See? So watch you now. I stop give up my secret them, you know. True, me retire now still. So, you know what I mean? My girl looking days, them don't like. You understand? Me a whole foot you know. Yes, Rasta. And me I say, Empress, so what your favorite fruit? If she ever tell me she lose, a lone fruit she get all this a week, yeah. I'll buckle myself for getting the fruit. You don't know what I go on, man. Tell you that. No, I never used to build no cassette. Because the cassette now we tie up. CD thing did there, you understand? But make we move on, because serious time, you know. We don't love them foolishness, I say. But we move on. Watch out. What am I there? Yeah. So the service added that the environmental conditions that I suggested earlier, ocean temperatures, atmospheric conditions, all of these things. You understand? And yes, sister treat her, she heard the song, and then you have to hammer it in her head, and she heard it the first time and smile a little bit. And then the song reach her again. She was saying, down in her last part, alone laugh, she I'll your girl. Right, are you a girl at that time? You win. Sure. Speed, love me brother. That me I tell you too. Show me there though. So the Met Service advised, so the service added that the environmental conditions are becoming more conducive for development and that there is a 70% chance that the system could become a tropical depression during the next 2 days. The Met Service advised that as the system is projected to move westward and south of Jamaica, let me get this right around here, sir. Yeah. You know see this, yeah? Yeah. See what I go on there, I move my big head. See how me go move it? Because my head did even matter which way you move here and it's just big. You understand every angle. So watch you now. We show with it. Yeah. So the Met Service advised that as the system is projected to move westward and south of Jamaica, the forecast is for a cloudy conditions with periods of showers and thunderstorms, which may be heavy at times, along with strong gusty winds to affect sections of most parishes Sunday through to Wednesday and lingering into Thursday. A whole heap of rainfall that, you know. You see me? Cookie, I never said that, Cookie. I never tell, Miss Cookie, don't tell no lie, I never said that. You understand? Yeah, bad. It warned that sea conditions will deteriorate in the vicinity of showers, thunderstorms, and strong gusty winds. Fishers and other marine interests are urged to exercise caution, the service said. The Met Service said it will continue to closely monitor the system. So there it is, 70% chance of developing, kind of out of focus. Yeah, in focus now. Also, if you look, the cone there is south of Jamaica, but if the system becomes more organized, we don't know what the diameter of the system will be. So the forecast is for us to receive rainfall of what amount, I suppose no one is certain. We hope that this system is a fast moving system and it does not become stationary like what Zeta did on Sunday. So we hope for the best. You understand? Farmer man, yeah. Are you ready? Make we plant some good food for we body. Farmer man, yeah. Are you ready? Them bad food, we no want it. America plan war and a prepare for bombing. We a plan food and a prepare for famine. But then rain come mash up. You know, so I go on. Jamaica big up yourself, you know. Zane, the farmers love when rain fall, but too much and nothing, no good. And many farmers would have been negatively impacted and affected by the extensive rainfall that was recorded across the island last weekend. Millions of dollars would have been lost. And as the rains are predicted to come again, I fear that many farmers will lose even more. Especially in the context of the global pandemic and the importance of self-sufficiency and feeding ourselves and being self-reliant. This is another massive blow for our country. Father Peter Thomas, big up yourself. What this will also do is, as many crops are have been damaged due to rainfall, the supply for many things will decline, and as a result, as per economics, prices will increase as demand become greater than supply. So going down into the Christmas season there, a lot of things that you would purchase in the market, I am certain the prices will be significantly marked up over what they normally are. Sad days. Farmer man, yeah. Jaja. Are you ready? Make we plan some good food, fill with body. Farmer man, yeah. Are you ready? And bad food, no want it. America plan war and I prepare for bombing. We are plan food and I prepare for famine. M15 rifle found hidden in ground during St. Thomas operation. A high-powered M15 rifle and several rounds of ammunition were seized in Ban Lane. Write down for me. I want you to write down for me how many times I mention the word lane tonight. Write them down. Exhibit A, number 1. A high-powered M15 rifle and several rounds of ammunition were seized in Ban Lane, Paradise, Norwood in St. James. No one was arrested in connection with the seizure. Reports from the Montego Hills police are that between the hours of 2:50 p.m. and 3:40 p.m. on Thursday, a team of officers conducted an operation in the mentioned area where an unoccupied house was searched. During the search, a Gunsmoke Enterprise M15 rifle and 15 rounds of ammunition, a mixture of 5.56 and .223 rounds, were found buried in the ground at the rear of the premises, wrapped in a clear plastic bag. The firearm and ammunition were seized. Police charged man caught with gun and ammunition. A man was arrested and charged in Westmoreland after he was caught with a firearm during a police operation in Paradise Lane, number 2, in the parish yesterday. Charged with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition is 21-year-old O'Shane Shorter, otherwise called Precky. Almost Precky. Be careful of the names you answer to. Write down the name Precky for me. Or Precky, P-R-E-K. We are calling Precky. So 2 lane, 1 name. Class with you know. Notes we are take. A laborer. A who? How many times have we mentioned same? A laborer of the same community. Write down the word laborer for me too. School we gone tonight and I know what's going on here now. Watch it. Reports are that a police team conducted an operation in the area, searched the premises and found the firearm, a 9mm Ruger pistol containing 8 9mm rounds of ammunition in Shorter's possession. The incident occurred about 3:40 p.m. He will appear in court at a later date. So how many times I'll mention laborer tonight? How many times I'll mention Lane and some idiot name? Alright. Guilty verdict for men involved in huge ammunition seizure. A guilty verdict has been handed down in the trial of 2 men who were arrested 5 years ago in Manchester in connection with the seizure of over 2,000 rounds of ammunition. They, Karim Myers, a taxi operator of Beth Salem district in St. Elizabeth, and Beres Ratty, a farmer of Cedar Spring district, also in St. Elizabeth. The men were arrested by the narcotics police on the 2nd of March 2015 during an anti-narcotics operation along the Grove Place main road in Manchester. The police team reportedly signaled the driver of a Mitsubishi Lancer motor car to stop. The driver complied, and during a search of the vehicle, they found 2,050 assorted rounds of ammunition. The men were interviewed and subsequently charged with illegal possession of ammunition. The trial of the 2 men in the Manchester Circuit Court concluded with a guilty verdict on Monday, the 26th of October. They were sentenced today. I'm not sure of what the sentence was. Missing gun put garbage crew in criminals' crosshairs. Please, when I read what I just say again. Missing gun puts garbage crew in criminals' crosshairs. Threats by the underworld surrounding a missing illegal firearm hidden among trash on Whitehall Avenue and whisked away to the dump forced garbage collectors to travel under police escort up to a few weeks ago. The situation is still at a delicate stage. Gordon, Executive Director of the National Solid Waste Management Authority, admitted in response to questions. Days after word emerged that garbage collectors were on tenterhooks. Hooks, not hooks. Heart-stopping fear is ready currency on the tough urban street in the violence-plagued St. Andrew North Police Division. And a double beheading on the nearby Plum Lane. Plum what? On the nearby Plum Lane more than a week ago is a clear reminder of the dread Whitehall Avenue invokes. This is the 3rd time I'm mentioning the word lane tonight. The gun was purportedly concealed among garbage. So no garbage, then if you not garbage, no garbage. A familiar strategy of gangsters, but was reportedly swept up and tossed into the compactor for transportation to the Riverton City dump. The man them a do them work. If you don't want your garbage to be thrown out, don't place it where garbage is put. No, the man them a do them work and if you operate in fear for them life and them don't know what going on. The man them a creep up garbage. But the criminals, according to sources close to the heart of the dispute, suspect that collectors might have stumbled upon the weapon and taken possession of it. Gardner sought to discount the credibility of the claim, with actors close to the state agency enlisted to defuse what threatened to become a smoldering conflict. Ever since we had a rumor of some firearm being among the garbage that was collected, and I say rumor because none of my men claim to have seen any firearm, we at the office got the report that men are claiming that. We tried to reach out to people, unofficial ways to hear their side of the argument and see how we would resolve this matter. So we are negotiated criminals around here. The garbage collectors, men and women combined, have been fearful about executing their duties. The NSWMA executive director conceded that there was some tension, adding that the state agency sought to treat with the crisis as humanely as we could in a bid to reassure the workers. Police cover for the garbage collectors lasted for about 6 days, Gordon said. Despite the involvement of the police, Gordon said they do not expect relations to improve overnight. Our sanitation workers still have concerns. We are in the area working and we try our best to be careful as we normally do. But I would say things are much better now than it was couple of weeks ago, he said. It is not the first time that an illegal gun has gone missing after garbage collectors heap trash into their truck. A similar incident occurred in another St. Andrew community. That rife was, it's supposed to be rift, but apparently there's a typo. That rift was resolved by unofficial means. Sir. An NSWMA manager or monitor engaged in a conversation with players at the street level and was assured that everything was alright. Gordon said that the agency considers these types of incidents unfortunate. What it does is destabilize the operation. Our men and women, though they are very courageous people, they go into every community. They are very committed to their job, but they are humans, and once one feels there's a threat, real or imagined, persons are reluctant to go and do their work, Gordon said. Now, a resident of Whitehall said that collection in the area has improved since the incident, but persons are still wary of a reprisal with the gun still missing. No, if it was ever me and see me, I tell you what me then do. Hold on. No more garbage now collect round there until me show some of my workers them safe. So I near me garbage round there. Since I don't prefer gun down to clean the community. I near me garbage. That me I tell you too. Me telling you, say, we have to take some hard stance in other country, Else the thing now get no better, So if my workers then can't come round there, come collect the garbage, name that. So alright, a garbage over gun. Make we see we go have more fun. More garbage about more place we go collect. Name that, man. Cause the man, them a do them job. Zane and creep up whatever garbage them see. And then uno now I threaten the man them to kill them. Uno name garbage, man. You understand? Me tell you say you see a man like call me. I'll see him. Never mind. Days uno under garbage on the man. So if you know why my worker them come clean it up, uno sort out on yourself. It's work, the man them a work. Yeah, so now for them gully them a throw it in, brother. Them not carry another gully. For them gully some garbage to them, man. You understand? You behave like garbage and name some garbage, man. Watch ya. It is no secret that Whitehall hot up since the year start and every corner they upon lookout. The tension is still there and people still talk about the gun and garbage collection incident. So it won't just die down. Superintendent Aaron Fletcher, head of the St. Andrew North Police Division, could not be reached as calls to his phone rang without answer. So up to the 3rd of October this year, there were 50 killings in the St. Andrew North Division compared to 45 for the corresponding period last year. An 11% increase. At the same time, shootings have risen sharply by 41.5% as at the 3rd of October. There were 58 such incidents up to that time compared with 41 for the period of 2019. Man, them a creep up garbage. I wanna put the garbage out there now. Yo. Big up to all workers of the National Solid Waste Management Agency. You guys do an amazing job. Zane. A priceless job. A thankless job. But we appreciate you. You understand? I know we start soon, so the brown envelope them and I mailbox them and thing. I mean, tap it up, man. Don't know around yourself. You're not good people. I want to put a little thing in my man envelope. When I say Christmas will come. I want to alone one alarm. That them want. I don't know, but then say sitting about Christmas will come and they want sit. The man them want money in them brown paper envelope them. I don't bother take the envelope and throw them and I said rubbish. I want to stay some man. I don't know who grow on here, you know. I want to grow a good man. Yeah. Alright. Alleged Mobile drug dealers for a trial in February. The trial of 4 Montego Bay businessmen accused of being major players in a drug smuggling and money laundering ring between Jamaica and the United States has been set for the 22nd of February to the 5th of March next year. The dates were set when the men appeared in the St. James Parish Court on Monday. Robert Dunbar, Delroy Gale, and Louis Smith, all of Montego Bay addresses, and the United States citizen Melford Daly have been on bail and in court. Monday, Parish Judge Sandria Wong Small further extended their bail. The 4 men are being represented by a legal team including attorney Hugh Wildman, the Wild One, who is representing Smith, Tom Tavares Finson, government senator to both, who is representing Daly, and Oswald Senior Smith, who is representing Dunbar and represented the PNP in the last general elections. On September 19, 2019, the Supreme Court granted a stay of the trial following an application by a wild man who asked for the case to be thrown out, saying in 2013 the men were arrested and charged under the Money Laundering Act. However, in 2007, the act was repealed and replaced with the Proceeds of Crimes Act. You see, I give me lip them a fight. But then the place kind of warmish like, you know what I'm saying? The Supreme Court's order came after Christopher Drummond, a key prosecution witness who is now serving a 27-year prison sentence in the United States for drug smuggling, gave evidence against the 4 defendants by way of video link. During his testimony, Drummond told the St. James Parish Court that he worked in a cocaine trafficking operation with Dunbar and Gale. So in February of this year, Supreme Court Judge Simone Wolfreis rejected an application by a wild man seeking a declaration from the court that initiating criminal proceedings against his client was null, void, and of no effect. That decision has paved the way for the resumption of the trial in the St. James Parish Court. It is alleged that between 1999 that is, and 2005, Gale, Dunbar, Smith and Daly were involved in drug trafficking between Jamaica and the United States. The men were arrested during a major police operation carried out by the Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency, MOCA, in 2013. You wild man. Blessings, Empress Roseanne. Good night, Miss Brooks. Thanks so much. Hope you and the family are okay. You wild man. The technicality man. You understand? That man try to find every technicality in the book to get off him clients. Me not work, him a work. That is what I'm get paid for do. You understand? So if I know judicial review, I know okay submission, and this, that, whatnot. If the man them do that smuggle drugs, whether them charge under Mars or Jupiter, it no matter. The drugs they are smuggle. You understand? Then what it means because that law was repealed, it's not a criminal offense no more. Man, Lawyers. Strange breed. I know that, DeAndre. I'm sure you would know that I know that very well. These two gentlemen, very smartly dressed, are the two JDF soldiers who were arrested in a sting operation in St. Elizabeth recently and found to be in possession of approximately 1,500 pounds of ganja. They would have engaged the police also in a shootout and these things. So they appeared in court today. JDF soldiers charged in connection with ganja bust and shootout with cops. So two Jamaica Defence Force corporals allegedly held earlier this month in St. Elizabeth with more than 1,500 pounds of ganja after a gun battle with the police have now been charged. They have been identified as 39-year-old Ruel Mendez of a Kingston address and 38-year-old Robert Smith of a Balaclava district in St. Elizabeth address. The men were each charged with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition, shooting with intent, possession and dealing of ganja, and taking steps preparatory to export ganja. So I don't need to give you the details of the incident. I don't know that like a back on now still. See? Yep. So they appeared in court today. So let me give you some more information. So Senior Parish Court Judge Anne-Marie Granger denied a bail application made by Queen's Counsel Peter Champagny on behalf of his client, 38-year-old Robert Smith. Both men, as I said, have been charged and they were denied bail. Blessings, Rick Golden, Monas. Scott, the police report suggested that 2 guns were retrieved. I think 2. I know at least 1 weapon was retrieved after they surrendered. Well, that is the information that I have still, so I don't know. Yes, Rasta. Attempted robbery suspect shot dead in Roehampton Drive. Well, in the Roehampton Drive area. I mean, that video would have been in circulation on social media. I'm sure that most of you have seen it. I decided not to like, as we don't know these days, we can't bother with certain things. You understand? I'll discuss them during the live stream, but you know what I mean? If I get up and blood up my channel every day, me can't deal with that no more. See? An attempted robbery suspect was shot and killed by an off-duty policeman in the Roehampton Drive area of St. Andrew on Tuesday. The deceased has not been identified. So reports from the Constant Spring police are that about midday, a female resident of the area had just returned home from the bank when she was pounced upon by 2 armed men who robbed her of a bag containing about $700,000. An off-duty policeman who was passing by saw the altercation and intervened, according to reports. One of the robbers reportedly pointed a firearm in the direction of the cop, who drew his licensed firearm and opened gunfire, hitting one of the suspects. It is reported that the injured suspect, his firearm and the bag containing the money fell to the ground. The other suspect managed to retrieve his injured crony's firearm and escaped. The police were summoned and the injured man taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Jaja, a man get out with a gun. Give thanks for Squaddy. Blessings. Robbers on motorbike booked by cops after city chase and gunfight. See? This would have occurred on the 21st. I think I made passing mention of it in the last stream, but I bring it up for specific reasons. I don't know in a zigzag. Well, I guess we're not going to find out now, though. They don't even know. The St. Andrew Central Police have thrown the book at 2 accused men after an investigation of an incident in which robbers on a motorcycle shot at a police team that tried to apprehend them in the Old Hope Road area of the parish on Wednesday, October 21st. One of the alleged culprits was held the same day after a big dragnet was spread out by the police, and his alleged accomplice, who was subsequently held, have been charged with a string of serious offences. Ah boy. They are 18-year-old Dante. Want to tell me what Dante's surname? Of a Spalding Lane. How many lanes that now? Want to do the maths? That's about 4. So, 18, listen to the age. 18 years old. Dante, what? What is Dante's surname? Of Spalding Lane. Kingston 5 and 28-year-old Dushan Gentles, otherwise called Shane, of a Q Lane, Kingston 13 address. Yeah, name Williams. So we have Spalding Lane, we have Q Lane, as in QEW. Both men have been charged with robbery with aggravation, shooting with intent, illegal possession of firearm, and illegal possession of ammunition. Reports are that about 12:10 p.m. on October 21st, a team from the Matildas Corner Police Station went in pursuit of 2 men on a motorcycle who had reportedly snatched a woman's handbag on Old Hope Road in St. Andrew. The robbers reportedly opened gunfire at the police team on Bundy Lane, then fled to the Swallowfield area when the cops repelled the gun attack. So that's the next lane, you know, Bundy Lane. Or Bundy Lane, not sure the pronunciation, you know, Bundy. Reinforcements in the form of the Matilda's Coroner Quick Response Team and a team from the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Investigation branch CTOC were quickly organized by the Police Emergency Communication Center, and the men were again intercepted along North Avenue in Swallowfield, St. Andrew. The men again fired at the police, but the law enforcers managed to disable the motorcycle, and both men subsequently ran in different directions. One of the 2, who was later identified as Williams, was held at a premises on Swallowfield Road. A Beretta 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 11 9mm rounds of ammunition was reportedly taken from him. Gentles, who had reportedly been the rider of the motorcycle, escaped, but he was later held in the Old Hope Road area. A black knapsack with items that were subsequently identified as belonging to the woman who was robbed earlier the same day, as well as 3 motorcycles, were also seized during the overall incident. Williams and Gentles have now been charged after being interviewed in the presence of their attorneys. A date for their appearance in court is being finalized by the police. Yes, Rasta. Big up to the police. You understand? Good works are good works. The police officers were relentless in their pursuit of these men, and their stick-to-itiveness would have resulted in the apprehension of these culprits. CTAC again. Yes. Yeah, man. CTAC have it locked, man. Seven accused charged with Trelawney woman's murder remanded in court. So, you know the story with Tamara Geddes. The 7 people who would have been accused of her murder have been charged. Well, long time. They have been remanded. So the 7 accused persons charged with the June 19, 2020 murder of 36-year-old Tamara Geddes at her reserve district Falmouth Trelawney home were remanded in custody when they recently appeared in the Trelawney Parish Court in Falmouth. Geddes was shot dead at her home by a gunman on Friday, the 19th of June. During the latest court appearance, the Crown said the case file is not yet complete. And you know the whole story behind that. You don't need to get into all of that. You understand? So, all 7 persons are to reappear in court on the 26th of November. Farmer man, yeah. Farmer charged with rape of teenage girl in Portland. A 48-year-old farmer has been charged with the rape of a 15-year-old girl in Portland. He was arrested and charged on Friday. So the police allege that on the 31st of July at about 9 p.m., the teen was on her way home when she was attacked by the farmer, who had sexual intercourse with her against her will. Farmer farm fool. The incident was reported to the police, and detectives from the Center for Investigation of Sexual Offences and Child Abuse, otherwise known as CISOCA, arrested and charged the man with rape. Ah, boy. Farmer man, yeah. Ah, boy. Teen said to be involved in shooting a female pedestrian. So a 17-year-old boy, let me say that again. So we heard about an 18-year-old just now. A 17-year-old boy has been charged with several offences following an incident that took place on Potters Road, Kingston 16 on the 26th of September. So reports from the Elliston Road Police are at about 2:20 p.m. The teenager was one of several armed men traveling in a Toyota Probox motor car. It is alleged that the men exited the vehicle and opened gunfire at a woman who was walking along the roadway. The woman was shot several times. She was taken to hospital where she was treated and released. The teen was arrested in a police operation on the 19th of October and later charged with wounding with intent, illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. His court date is being finalized. How much name on the write down so far? Precky. Down. Alright. Now I'm busting up on some more name. Try fun. Try fun myself. A man named Tryfan. Try fun. Hold on there. Then you don't write these things. You can't make these things up. The man named Tryfan. And the next man named Boomai. Tryfan. White van. Never mind. Tryfan and Boomai caught. Another suspect being sought in St. James shooting. The St. James police have arrested and charged a second man in relation to a shooting incident in Julesboro district on April 29. I hope me get that right, because Richie there, I don't want Richie say a film community and PH me say I not call it right, you know, because you're some name conscious people. It's spelled, me right, me couldn't see it. I don't know the place. I've never heard the name of the place, so I don't know it pronounced. But when I look upon it, I pre-say Julesboro. Julesboro. Some bro business. See it? So 3 name. Yeah, Richie, me know you're there. So, the St. James police have arrested and charged a second man in relation to a shooting incident in Juliesboro district on the 22nd of April. Charge is 27-year-old Alex Mackenzie, otherwise called Trifan. Gillsboro, that makes sense. Of the same community, he has been charged with shooting with intent, illegal possession of firearm and ammunition, and malicious destruction of property. So reports are that about 8 a.m., Mackenzie and 2 other men went to the complainant's home and allegedly opened gunfire at him. The complainant escaped unhurt and reported the matter to the police. So Mackenzie was caught on the 17th of October. He was formally charged on October 24. His alleged accomplice, 24-year-old Omani Thomas, otherwise called Bumai, was previously arrested and charged. Another suspect is being sought in the matter. Their court date is being finalized. Gillsboro, some bro places, I don't even know. Manchester man charged with murder. So the police have arrested and charged a man with murder, wounding with intent, shooting with intent, and illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. Charge is 30-year-old Derek Batchelor of Land Settlement. Reports are that about 7:45 p.m. on June 4, 3 men were traveling in a motor vehicle on the Kirkland Main Road in the parish. On reaching a section of the roadway, a gunman reportedly opened fire at the vehicle, killing one of the occupants. 39-year-old Terence Stewart of Land Settlement. That is the person who died. One of the men escaped without injury, while the other received a gunshot wound to the arm. The matter was reported to the police and Batchelor was subsequently arrested. He was charged after he was pointed out on an identification parade. Man believed to be of unsound mind shot in St. Anne. Indicom are investigating. Some man believed to be of unsound mind was shot and injured by the police in Brownstone, St. Anne on Thursday morning. Teach, if them have lock up space for the people, I couldn't tell you, brother. But you have to make space though. The officers were responding to a call that he was attacking persons in the center of the town. Indicom has since launched an investigation into the incident. So reports indicate that sometime after 9:30 a.m. on Thursday, 2 officers from the Brownstone police station responded to complaints that a man was attacking individuals in the town. On arrival, officers tried to apprehend the man. However, he allegedly attacked them with a knife. The cops took evasive action and reportedly fired 2 shots, one of which caught the man in his foot. He was taken into custody and was transported to hospital where he was treated and admitted under police guard. The other bullet lodged in a Toyota Fielder taxi cab that was parked nearby. No one was in the car at the time of the shooting. Jaja. A couple of videos has been making the rounds on social media since yesterday. I got them last night, I think. Sometime yesterday, I think. Where a car apparently stopped at a stoplight, I think. A bike rode up. Pillion dismounted said bike, opened the driver door of a Honda Civic and opened fire, hitting the driver multiple times. Yeah. So I know that many of you have seen the video. As I said, me can't deal with blooding up my channel every day. You understand? Some days I have to get a break. See? So, me no bother look on them video there. You understand? I do no video. And there are so many other people out there doing these videos. So, I don't like gonna need to teach them for that anyways. You see? Yeah, man. I work next people them I work too. But not pressure them neither. Yeah, man, me have a whole lot of video them for now. About 3-4 different versions of the video. You see me? I'm not sure. I didn't see the car stop though, Larry. So I don't know. I just assume say it was a stoplight. Because I didn't really pay attention. I just think back about it now and I say, I know that the vehicle stopped. So I just assume say it was at a stoplight. So murder on Barbican Road. Yeah? The fatality, the victim has been identified as, well, he has been referred to as Ratty. As in Ryan Ratty, Peter King, that type of Ratty. And if you listen to one of the video, the man said, Jano, the man them dash a Ratty and the man them kill Ratty and all sort of something. There's another version of a video where he is seen, he was still breathing and I'm gonna say, I last saw him that and some other people are saying not dead yet and all of them something there. Sonia Ellis, yeah man, they have good news in the papers, you know. In all honesty, that is why we did make JA positive. But boy, I want to tell you, say, me not get around to it yet. But good news are going, man. Good news are going down. You understand? He was shot through the window before. Oh, me never see that. Me never see that part of the video there. Father Mary. Give thanks. Appreciate it. Zane? Okay. Oh, so that's why the vehicle stopped. Oh, I understand what you say. Yeah, man. So the name that is in the paper as I think Larry said is Leon Gordon, but he goes by the alias Ratty. Be careful of the names you answer to. Teach, remember we are your students, so we prefer seeing your videos, etc. Still. I understand that, Miss Gray, but you have to understand to say, blooding up the channel every day, it's just not my thing. You understand? I mean, one time we used to do that, yes, but we think kind of evolve, you know, and, you know what I mean? We do these videos from time to time, you know, but we don't have to rely upon them videos there. If you get to me as a Miss June, and as such, you know, you understand, we kind of leave that space if some other people feel it from time to time. And me no feel no way about that. You understand? Getting up every day talking about murder, and shooting. It takes, I don't know about anybody else. You understand? I think many people who do these videos do it with the aim of making some money. And probably there's no emotional attachment to these stories. But I have been doing it before many of them, and as such, it has taken a toll, and it's just not my thing most of the time. I'll do the videos, you know, but it's not just get up and me hopes that somebody get shot today if I do a video. Nobody not get shot. No, that's just, and I'm not saying people say that, you know. I'm just say, seeing. But, I mean, my channel has evolved. My channel has expanded. My channel is multifaceted. And I can create a variety of content to appease my viewers. You understand? You know, really, you forget what I say. You understand? Mentally drains you. See? Mentally drains you. But from time to time, I will do these videos based on a few things, but I am not dependent on these type of videos for the survival of my channel. In all honesty, that are the honest truth. And added to that, I find them very depressing. So I'll discuss them in the stream and hold a conversation about the situation. And, you know, yeah, I want my channel to be multidimensional, to create content, because you do a video say a man get murdered around there, so people watch it today and them top watch it tomorrow. You understand? So you still have to work twice as hard to remain relevant. While when I do a video, 10 years on the road, people still watch it. So I will be required to do less work over time to remain relevant. But anyways, we don't need to get into that. The teacher is here. Everything good. The weather better. But you know, bad weather not always occur. I mean, I think I need to do. I don't know. Probably need to look in it, you know, do a weather report every day. Like I enjoy those videos. You know, it's geography related. So I enjoy doing those videos. You understand? And it's not only that I enjoy, I think I am competent enough to add credibility to those weather videos and stuff. You know what I think of? Yes, I'm going to move on. But as me I say now, I have come to understand that this YouTube thing, you can put yourself in a pigeonhole where you have to constantly be on the grind creating channel because your content has no lifespan. It's like some artists, them voice a tune and it at this week and next week nobody no play it again and remember it. You understand? So you get up today and do a video say a man get murdered. By the time the day done, people tap watch it because they all about the place. You see me? And me go interview General Trees. General Trees is recovering from a stroke, you know, my friend. And as such, his speech pattern, I don't think is as fluent as consistently for an interview at this point in time. So I sincerely hope that the legend will continue to recuperate and his recovery will be of such that he will be able to represent himself in a manner that he will be pleased with in the future. So that is the situation with General Trees. Peter Metro, sooner rather than later. I'll leave that there. Alright. Do you think it should be much easier for law-abiding citizens to obtain a licensed firearm? I think checks and balance should be in place for anyone who is seeking to obtain permit to be the carrier of a firearm. There are people who have ill intent and ill will who will pose as law-abiding citizens, and as such, I think, not saying that all the protocols and measures that are in place are necessary, but there should be checks and balances surrounding persons who intend to obtain a permit to carry a licensed weapon. My views. Let's go. Yeah, so Ratty gunned down on Barbican Road. That is the story that we're talking about before. So the police have released the identity of the man who was murdered on Barbican Road in St. Andrew on Thursday evening. He has been identified as Leon Gordon, also known as Ratty, of a Confidence Lane, Kingston 6 address. How many lanes? Reports are that Ratty was driving a Honda Civic motor car along Barbican Road about 7:20 p.m. when he was accosted by two armed men riding a motorcycle. The men opened fire, hitting Ratty, who was pronounced dead at hospital. The police are continuing their investigation. Yeah? Yeah, man. Man killed, 3 others injured in Phoenix Avenue gun attack. So a man was killed and 3 others injured in a brazen daylight gun attack along Phoenix Avenue in St. Andrew on Thursday. Dead is Ron Hall Sr. of Bedward Gardens, Augustown, Kingston 7. So reports are that about 9 a.m. Hall was traveling in a motor vehicle with 3 other men when he developed a puncture. The driver was in the process of changing the tire when the occupants of the vehicle were attacked by unknown assailants who opened gunfire, hitting all 4 men. They were taken to hospital where Hall was pronounced dead and the other 3 occupants treated. The Halfway Tree police are probing the incident. Thanks, Miss Brooks. I am still learning the craft. I am still trying to improve. I look back at the interviews and see where I can improve. I may, laugh too much sometimes or interrupt people sometimes I try to limit that. But I'm still working. This is still relatively new for me. Even though I have done so many interviews, I have never received any formal training in videography, audio, lighting, interviewing, voice and speech. So all of this is being learned as I go along. All of this is being learned through trial and error. All of this is being learned through observation. Yeah? So self-taught, self-made, give thanks. We appreciate the continued support and encouragement and constructive critiques. See, and the harsh criticisms as well. And those play a part in the development and growth as well. And we appreciate all of it. You understand? Because we can look in ourselves and know that we have weaknesses. We need to improve. That need to fix. We still want to fix other things. All the good things. But we're there. We are taking it one step at a time. I would have done a most inspirational interview last night. Deeply inspiring on so many different levels. See, and it is not, it's an entertainer, but it's not a DJ or a singer. I'll leave it there. When you look out, get book out. Empress Roseanne, give thanks. Appreciated greatly. Yeah? Man chase, shot dead as gang feud escalates. Boy, Father Peter, we just out here, as I said, I do some work, I remain humble. One of the most humbling things that has happened to me so far, you see? And let me share this before I continue. Because sometimes I have to break up them look a dead story at you know. I interviewed Predator at the Friends for Real studio. See? And when I got, well, you know, I like to do the interviews outside. It just gives me a different vibes versus a studio type thing that is the norm with other people. See? So I think the outside environment, you know, you get some of the scenery, some of nature sometimes. Depends on where you're there, and it's a different vibe. But when we were there was a sound that was playing close by and it was feeding into the microphone. So we decided to move inside. But I never know that there was an entertainer who I interviewed recently who was in the studio. Apparently, he came there to do some dub plates. So he was in the main studio. So when I went inside now and I scouted out the place, I saw him and, you know, it was a joy. You see, for see the man and we get the same energy the back and thing. And him say, oh, you interview. I'm tell him I interview Predator. When me I do the interview. So there is a construction going on a studio space that's not complete. So the AC has been installed, but you know connected yet. The pilot light not connected and stuff. So it would have been too warm for the interview to be shot in there. The entertainer decided to end his dub session so as to make the studio space available for me to interview Predator. That was most humbling. And that entertainer is Moses Davis, OC Beanie Man. That is the level of respect that the movement is earning, I suppose. And that are the type of love we get when we're in the streets. Zane, and if you know where you come from, that is really and truly humbling. The man done him the obsession and say, "On oh, can't lily down teach them thing. We are clear the studio for him do the interview." You have to respect that. And I suppose it is out of me, being as real as I can be, being as humble as I can be, for Moses to do that. For me. You understand what I say? Yeah, man. I will, as long as me live, I will never forget that. You understand? Just like I will never forget what Bounty Killer has done for me as a content creator. Certain things you just not forget. You understand? And when we in the street and the people them show we love, we return the love. You understand what I say? Anyway, me go on a man to teach them, me make it a point of my duty if I stop, if I can stop, and show me respect. That is just me. You understand what I say? Tell a man to we appreciate the support. You know what things set, I know what elbow things set back in the day. You know what thing go? I just the certain thing. So you have to just be real. You have to be humble. You understand? And the thing will flow. Yeah, man. That was a very humbling experience for me. Like, supremely humbling. You see, it may not mean much to some people, but the man was in his dub session and the man stopped, cleared the studio, and said the interview have to do in here, so. The man go look the chair them. The man move out to help move out to and coach in the studio space to facilitate the setting up of the cameras and lighting. He never have to do that. You understand? But apparently the man see something in a teacher and the team, but him appreciate and respect. And we give thanks to Moses for that. Say me the pan? Yeah, man. Big up yourself. Zaga. Yeah, peace. I'm going to move on. You know, I look a break in the middle there, so. Yeah, man. Humbling experience. For a man who has achieved everything when music have to offer. We never even have to look upon this youth. You understand? Can see the work and appreciate the work on the level there. Zane. And there's a mutual respect in the thing where the man say, yo, boom. And that all go on. Studio clear. Move out of a move out. Get off a get. Interview run. Argument done. Give thanks. Yeah, man. See, I have a factor and say I was interviewing Predator and the man, Moses and Predator have a good relationship too. See, you know some artists, so then probably the man was in this of the interview at do. Boom. Argument done. So I don't know if anybody was upset, but Moses are the man. So interview, bang. Make a move on. Man chased. Then me shouldn't even bother go through this article after this, you know. Man chased, shot dead as gang feud escalates. Teach, I'm telling you that you're the smartest person on YouTube. Case closed. You're very kind, Miss Brooks. I don't know about that still, but you know, we give thanks. We give thanks. Investigators probing the shooting death of a man who was chased and shot at a car wash at the intersection of Mullines and Walton Park Road in St. Andrews say it may be linked to a gang feud. Ah, boy. The incident happened about 2 p.m. Saturday. The dead man has been identified as Ricardo Allen, otherwise called Pops. As gunshots rang out, workmen, vendors and shoppers in the vicinity scampered for cover. Me just see man a scatter and me hear the shot them. About 10 shots fire, said a woman who worked in the nearby area. See it? Allen's mother, who arrived at the scene, was too distraught to speak, falling to the ground as she sought to come to grips with the murder. I lie them I tell. Them not kill me pitney, she said before she was consoled by a friend. So persons gathered at the scene openly bemoaned the killing, crying Allen's innocence, saying he was a gift to his mother. Enough pitney she have, who a doctor, manager and teacher, and a him stay around her and do everything for her mother, said one relative. So the Gleaner was told that no sooner than Allen swept a section of the compound for a woman, gunshots rang out. Beer shot them fire. Them run past me and run him down. And them drop and them shot him up more, an alleged eyewitness said. The gunman escaped in a waiting motor car. Investigators say, based on preliminary reports, the killing is linked to the ongoing gang war in Rome and William Lane. In William what? Areas of Maxfield Avenue. So recently, the decapitated bullet-riddled bodies of Mark Wellington, otherwise called Blackie, of a Maxfield Avenue address, and Leonardo Hendricks, otherwise called Platty, of a Q Lane address. How many Q what again? We call it already. And we call Plum Lane because we talk about Whitehall. also in the Maxfield area were found at an abandoned property in the crime-plagued Plum Lane. So the men were killed in relation to a war in the space, police say. How many lanes that we gone? About 8 or 9? Remember Q Lane and Plum Lane, we call them already, you know. Because what they call it when we talk about the garbage collectors and the guns up at Whitehall. So this a repeat. So we don't have to count them there. Now man, we gone more than 5 lane, Miss Gray, man. You know count right. Alright, Stuart, so we gone 8. So Stuart them 8 there without the repeated Plum Lane and Q Lane. Alright, 8 the man them say. Man killed in Portmore, gun attack. Give me one picture of that little area there. We're going to another part there. Let me see if I can find it. Look here, we're not confuse me. We're not account. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They don't even pay attention in our class. Eh? Then me forgot send another account in class. It don't look good. It's not a good look. You understand? Blessings, Empress. Win some. Hope you're okay. I never hear the garbage man gun story. How it go? It's a long story, Mike. Basically, it is alleged that some men hid a gun in some garbage. Garbage man come through, clean up the area, gun disappear, and garbage man life in danger. A 6 lane, 1 laborer, and 1 Williams. Jaja, can have it right down. Silver D, what go on, fam? So watch you now, peeps. The St. Mary police are yet to determine a motive for a Friday morning's gun attack in Port Maria, which left a man dead. The deceased man has been identified as 26-year-old Jalil Abdullah of Port Maria in the parish. So it was reported that about 3 a.m., residents heard explosions coming from Abdullah's home and alerted the police. On their arrival, Abdullah was found with multiple gunshot wounds to his body. He was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. The Port Maria police are probing the incident. Jaja. Put an angel over me. Be strong. All a firm meditation. One day. Because apparently it's a regular ploy, you know, Father Larry. Saying where I guess them feel like nobody now go search in a garbage heap if you gun them. So you know what I mean? It's not the first incident like that that would have occurred. And thing. So on screen is Boysie. Suspected contract killer fatally shot in confrontation with the police. I did this video earlier in the week. Yeah. For some strange reason, I felt like doing this one. Zane. A next man who feel like them bigger than the law. You understand? Get iron claw. I don't know. A man wanted for multiple murders and shootings in the parish of St. Catherine. And St. Anne was one of 2 men fatally shot in a confrontation with the police on Monday night, the 26th of October, in St. Catherine. The men have been identified as Ashado McFarlane, otherwise called Boysie, who is on screen, and Jamili Omar Smith, otherwise called Blackman. Reports are that a team from the counter-terrorism and organized crime branch, CTAC again, were conducting an intelligence-driven operation in the Duncanspen area of St. Catherine in connection with the investigation of the kidnapping and suspected murder of 29-year-old restaurant supervisor Kenroy McPherson. Now, using intelligence and a combination of technologies, the team of investigators moved to intercept the white Toyota Fielder in which the men were traveling. Now, upon seeing the police, the men in the vehicle opened fire, and a shootout ensued. So when the shooting subsided, both McFarlane and Smith were found suffering from gunshot wounds. Now, a Remington 12-gauge shotgun was seized. They were both taken to a nearby hospital where they were pronounced dead. One man reportedly escaped. Now this man don't have a rap sheet. This man have a wrap-up sheet. You understand? The man has been identified as the trigger man in at least 8 murders just for this year. Yeah, man, I know that this is not an updated picture. He is now bleached out and thing. I have the other pictures them, but I couldn't bother use them. You understand? This is the original man. This is Blacker Boysie. What are my thoughts about the United States warning Jamaica about obtaining 5G technology? Everybody have an agenda. China have an agenda. America have an agenda. If the 5G platform that is brought to Jamaica is American based, the Chinese will have an issue. If it is Chinese based, the Americans will have an issue. However, there is information that Huawei has been engaged, found to be guilty of spying on various people, states, using consumer electronics. So if Huawei is the company that will be building out the 5G platform in Jamaica, then it's cause a concern. The whole thing with Tapia and people on Twitter and them something there, I'm not even getting into that right now. As I said, everybody have an agenda. Everybody has an agenda. You understand? Everybody have an end goal. I don't know exactly what they are, but nobody is in this to get nothing. Everybody is in it to get something. So, more of the story, trust no one. If you choose to implement the 5G protocol as a part of the telecommunication spectrum in the country, you do your research and you select the most qualified and capable entities, engage those, and also you try to figure out in doing this what is the best thing for the country that you represent. I don't think it's a cut and dry thing. I suppose it is a delicate situation though. But the reality is that America saying this, they have their agenda. China saying this, they have their agenda. You understand? I suppose you may have to drink. Just pick your poison. And I don't even know. Yeah. So I'm not going to go into all the murders he's accused of committing. But I'll say this. If the police have been able to link him with 8 murders and probably as many shootings, can you imagine how many other incidents he may have been involved in that the police don't link him to yet? So apparently he was a paid for hire hitman contract killer who operated largely in St. Catherine and St. Anne and SeaTac, as I said, of the thing lock. SeaTac has always been my, well, the narcotics arm of the police, I think, has been the most successful arm of the force in recent years. But I think SeaTac now has closed. SeaTac was always second, especially when Fitzbailey was heading SeaTac. They are now probably even surpassing in terms of efficiency and strike rate the narcotics division. Zane, 2 very efficient and productive arm of the JCF. And we give thanks for the brave men them who continue to risk lives and limbs in order to treat with the crime situation in Jamaica and to give some form of, assurance, despite how small it is, to law-abiding citizens of this country. Blessings, Empress, MS, see you working. Big up to the moderators. I don't know what a job is to make the people them get all of the info them on need. And them something there. So, Jamaica have nothing to gain from China business in Jamaica. However, Jamaica is in the diaspora, have a lot of gain from the US counterpart. I don't know that Jamaica don't have anything to gain with China. China is the largest trading partner of Jamaica right now. So saying that Jamaica have nothing to gain from China, I think probably isn't a fair statement. I know that Jamaica benefit greatly from our relationship with the United States, be it accepting Jamaican immigrants and Jamaicans working in the United States and remittance, and most of our tourists are from the United States. So I know we benefit greatly from that relationship. But America benefits greatly from Jamaica as well. You understand? Many of the builders and sustainers of America are Jamaicans and other immigrants. Well, immigrants as they are in the United States now. So saying that I don't have much to say about Ruel tonight, you know. I just got in a quote today. You understand? So, yeah. And thing. So, as me I say, you have to just pick your poison. What Jamaica should understand, though, is that, as far as I know, we are a sovereign state. We are a sovereign nation. We should not be dictated to by anyone. We should be able to make decisions for ourselves. So, if we make mistakes, we learn from it. But I don't think that we should be dictated to by any one person, state, or entity. No one owns Jamaica. I know some people will say, yeah, that you have to teach, then Queen work around another part or another place there. You understand? We should be able to make independent decisions, whether unilaterally or multilaterally, and we should be able to trade with whom we see fit, as long as it stands to benefit the Jamaican people. That's just my view upon this whole thing. You understand? So, Tapia would want to make it sound like you just do business with America, while Beijing would make it sound like you have to only do business with Beijing. On the move. You understand? We're not a colony of the United States or of China. We're a sovereign nation. And if you have a product that is beneficial to us as a people, and we want to acquire same, we should be free to acquire it wherever it is. That's just my view still. You see me? That's how I view the thing. Yeah, man. But you know, in Jamaica, we licky and we love handouts and we love freeness. You understand? The free lunch mentality, we jump on that quickly and thing. So we don't really assess everything, and sometimes we sell if we buy. Why? I don't know. You understand? And we give away things to get something. We give away bigger things to get something. I don't know what I'm to answer. See? So, there are two sides of the, and I must say, Lex, you ask some good questions from night. You understand? Some very hard-hitting questions. I am trying my best to provide answers where I can. Where I can't, I'll tell you. And if me not too versed on something, me say that as well, and probably go do some research. You understand? Yeah, man, we not trust China none at all. We not trust America neither. You understand? Everybody have an agenda. Everybody have something them hope to achieve. Nobody does anything just to do it in situations like this with countries that are not their own. See? So everybody hope to achieve something out of doing things. Both America and China. You understand? And if any one of them tell you otherwise, is lie them lying. Alright. Make we continue. Yeah, so this is Boysie. Boysie, you understand? Him didn't, I don't know. Big up CTAC. No have the thing lock. Wish you guys many more successes as you continue to treat with the surge and scourge of crime currently plaguing Jamaica. Lifeguard shot dead in Trelawney. So a lifeguard was fatally shot in Rio Bueno, Trelawney on the weekend, last weekend. The police reported that about 7 p.m. Saturday, 29-year-old Calvin Donaldson, a resident of Rio Bueno, was driving when a vehicle with men aboard drove up beside him The occupants opened gunfire, shooting Mr. Donaldson several times. 2 men who were in the car were not injured. Wow. Seven persons, including Reggae Boy, shot in Portmore, 2 fatally. Seven persons were shot by marauding gunmen on Tuesday night in Southborough, Portmore, St. Catherine. 2 of them later died and the other 5 were hospitalized. One of the deceased men has been identified as Jason Thomas, who police say has been attacked 3 to 4 months ago by armed men. 3 of the 5 persons who were injured were treated and sent home, with 2 remaining in hospital. One of whom is former Portmore United striker Malik Messi Foster, who was reportedly undergoing surgery. I'm not sure what Malik's condition is presently. Reports are that 4 men carried out the vicious attack about 9 p.m., pouncing on a group playing dominoes in a yard. They opened fire, injuring 7 people. This is the second major shooting in the community in the last few months. So the 23-year-old, the 23-year-old national footballer Foster represented Jamaica College and won the Manning Cup title with the Old Hope Road-based school before joining Portmore United in 2015. In player Costa Rica, in player Israel, all about. You understand? Jaja. Speaking about footballers, you see? We spoke about this incident before, but formal charges have now been laid. 3, including footballer, booked for St. Thomas businessman's murder. Detectives from the St. Thomas police are reporting that 3 men who were arrested in connection with the murder of 32-year-old businessman Dexter Roden of Leith Hall District in the parish, hope I pronounced that correctly, in Prospect, also in St. Thomas on Tuesday the 13th of October, have now been charged. Those charged with murder have been identified as 39-year-old Roger Squire, otherwise called Bye-Bye. The last man we know them called Bye-Bye was Jim Brown. They say bye-bye, but a bye-bye them pronounce this. May I tell you? You understand? Add the name there to it. Of Pipe Road, licensed in St. Thomas and New Jersey, United States of America, 25-year-old Kevin McLean, otherwise called Stammer, of First Street, Kingston 11, and Jabir Johnson, a footballer, otherwise called Bala, of Adelaide Street in Kingston 16. So I don't know what the whole story say, but let me just recap. So reports from the Moran Bay police are at about 12:15 p.m. Roden was shot dead by 4 armed men traveling in a Honda Fit motor car. An off-duty policeman responded to the incident and one of the gunmen was shot dead on the licensed main road. So police reinforcement was called for and another of the gunmen was shot dead in Highbury District, St. Thomas, after he reportedly challenged law enforcers. An M16 assault rifle with a magazine containing 29 5.56 rounds of ammunition, an extra magazine containing 16 5.56 rounds, and an AK-47 assault rifle with a magazine containing 9 7.62 rounds of ammunition were seized during the incident. So Squire, McLean, and Johnson were subsequently arrested and were charged on Friday the 23rd of October. Yes, Rasta. Alright. So I ask you to make a note of the number of times I mentioned the word lane. As I have said I have done a video saying that all places with the word pen or lane in their names should be renamed. And another one saying our zinc fence should be removed from communities. As I've said before, I am no expert on names. But doing this YouTube thing since 2016, I have seen innumerable cases related to persons of questionable names involved in criminality. I have often said that the name that you answer to affects you psychologically, whether directly or indirectly. It becomes a part of your being. It becomes your alter ego. You take on the persona of the name. And it drives you, more often than not, to your grave. Be careful of the names you answer to. They will consume you. Also, I have said before that based on my observation, places with the name Penn, not all places, but many of them, have a certain type of stigma attached as it relates to being areas deemed volatile. Not only places with Penn at the end, but places with lane. I can't begin to tell you how many lanes I have mentioned where shooting and incidents and robberies and rapes and all sorts of variations of murders have occurred. I think, just based on my layman's observation and analysis, informal analysis, is that the connotation of pen and lane influence the psyche, the mentality, the attitude and the behavior of many of the residents of these areas. Because every community, no matter how bad you think it is, you have many good citizens. Zin? But these lanes have been linked to many of deaths, many of shootings, many of gun finds. It's just a thing. Yeah? And you know probably what I need to do? Probably I need to seriously consider doing a research into the whole pen and lane situation and trying to gather crime statistics in relation to these communities. Father Winston C. Aaron saying beg to differ. And I appreciate that, my friend, but I will not stand down from my observation. I have seen it too often. Countless occasions. Countless. Right? And I'm not saying that crime is not, other areas are not being plagued by crimes and with criminality. But these pens, Grant's pen, Macook's pen, Cockburn pen, March pen, Tars pen, Thompson pen, Duncan's pen. I can continue. These lanes, Rifle Lane, Q Lane, Plum Lane, Bundy Lane, Jarrett Lane. We can do this for days, my friend. So I'm not entirely sure which aspect you differ with. You beg to differ. And I said I respect that. I appreciate that. As this is no scientific evidence that I'm giving here. It's just based on my observation covering these stories. But I could be wrong. But me not have the power to change them name there, brother. Zane? Matthews Lane. We say Matthews Lane, but Matthews Lane. Like Job Lane. The evidence is there. Me nah make up this, you know. You understand? I have covered too many incidents with these places. And there's something about the psyche of the young men in these communities. There's something about the lifestyle. There's something about how they have been socialized in these areas that influences their behavior in deviant ways. Again, just my honest, informal observation analysis. Yeah. So, CMU fraud case adjourned until the 11th of December. So the fraud case against former Education Minister Ruel Reid, Caribbean Maritime University President Fritz Pinnock, and their co-accused has been adjourned until the 11th of December. Chief Parish Judge Chester Crooks adjourned the matter today in the Corporate Area Parish Court. So Reid, his wife Sharon, his daughter Cheryl, Pinnock and Brownstone Division Councillor Kim Brown Lawrence are facing corruption charge. You don't know them something there. The 5 accused were charged in connection with a major fraud and corruption probe by FID, the Financial Investigation Division, involving transactions at CMU. Waldsman, the attorney representing Pinnock, has maintained that officers from the FID had no authority in law to arrest or bring charges against the accused. So today, arguments were heard from both the defense and the prosecution. Yeah. One stop, wait a minute, girl, me know you know like man, we a faker in it. We a traitor in it, no. One stop, wait a minute, girl, me know you know like man, we a faker in it. My crew there no player haters in it. Make we walk a little, have a talk a little, and know the night dark a little. Laden a good DJ. Me know Laden tune there. You understand? Yeah. But Laden would have been arrested, was arrested. People ask me why I always say would have been arrested. I don't know. DeAndre say case soon drop. Alright, my lawyer friend, big up yourself. I have heard that notion. I would have also had discussions with some people who have the view that this may not be as airtight a case as you would think. Irrespective of that, there are allegations that a gun was retrieved by the police that was allegedly thrown from a vehicle in which the entertainer was traveling, and the entertainer would have also disobeyed the request of the police to stop. Well, apparently he initially did and then sped off, and there was a chase and them something. And I want to tell you, it was last week, Saturday night. I had my son, but we, along with his mother, my partner, we were looking at, well, not me personally, I was just with Amir. And the fame frequency thing was going on, because she enjoys that. And when it finished on RETV, a video started playing, a video of Laden. I said to her, I said, you know, me need to find Laden. Look how me go send you, I not find Laden. And the next thing me hear of Laden is that the police have arrested and charged him. Yeah? So, yeah. I would have done the video. I'm sure you're familiar with the story by now. It is not for me to say that the case soon drop or no case no delay. The facts are, as per the police reports, a gun was observed thrown from the sunroof of the vehicle. The police apparently have the gun. There was a car chase. The car was intercepted. There are so many different angles to look at this and so many different possibilities. I will not bore you with the different angles and possibilities, other than to say that another entertainer has run afoul of the law, allegedly, in this situation, because there's no conclusion to the case as yet. But this is another instance where a high profile, well, Laden have a high enough profile. Laden is known. Laden have had hit songs. Yeah? Where reports have emerged and surfaced that another person aligned to the dancehall space have been found wanting. You can't go around that. You feel what I say? That is the reality. So whichever way you want to look upon it, a gun is involved, a dancehall DJ is involved. In the whole involvement. Sounds strange, but I open to understand what I say. And I not pronounce no guilt or no innocent pan. No man. I am working what the police report say. I'm sure O'Keefe and the other two persons charged will have their day or days in court. And if they are not innocent of, if they are not guilty of the allegations, I trust that justice will be served. And if they are guilty, I trust that justice will be served as well. I have been looking at the comments on the video, and it amazes me every time something happens that goes against the grain. There are always people there trying to justify things, trying to find excuses. So the excuses range from a serious time of money to protect themselves. Go look at gun license for FLA. Not now go on, artists now make no money. To people focusing on the fact that it's a high point pistol, and when you do with a high point pistol, a joke thing that the cheap gun that there's some people that look on it and people now look say it's an illegal firearm, you know. It's a cheap gun. You understand? Joke thing, better you carry some stone go. High point with one bullet, a circus. These are the things that we focus on. Losing sight of the fact that an illegal weapon has been seized and 3 men have been arrested. We are slowly becoming a need. I don't know how many people realize, you know, what have been monitoring this development. We are becoming a nation where we are now publicly forgiving of any and everything. A man charged with murder, you hear say is a next murderer and murder, so him shouldn't charge with murder. You hear say who him charge with gunman too, who they allegedly murder, who they murder gunman too. So everything good. You understand? You hear say because of death man there. Police all a thief, you hear say, yo, give the man a chance, cause all away a thief. Me not a thief. Like I've heard people say that in videos. You all away a thief. Me not that. A hungry man hungry. Me know what hungry is. I have been hungry. No 1, no 2, no 3 times. I never got brought down nobody place. I grew up in poverty. I never got brought down nobody place. I know many people grew up hungry and grew up in a poverty and they never got brought down nobody place. So we are now starting to make excuses for criminality and criminals. And it is slowly but surely becoming a mainstream thing. Oh, hungry them did hungry. And mark you, you know. If I your place and you go stumble upon you, them all kill you, you know. How many times a year say people have been robbed and murdered? But when them hold some thief and I give it to them, you hear say, yo, them are human to them. But when them rob people and I kill people, where the outcry there? We are starting to become a nation that are making excuses and trying to rationalize crime and criminality. And then today we rationalize a crime and defend a criminal, and tomorrow we are the victims. And you hear say the police them now do nothing and the government now do nothing, and we are the ones who have been sympathizers and apologists for these criminals. See, I don't know Laden personally. I don't know the other two persons in the vehicle. So I am not making any judgments. Yeah? So there were 3 people in the vehicle, so any possibilities can emerge. The fact is, and let's not lose sight of the fact, 3 men have been arrested and charged for illegal possession of firearm, among other things. Yeah? A gun was recovered, allegedly by the police, that they observed being thrown from the sunroof of a black Mercedes-Benz. Those are the facts as per the police reports. We'll see what lawyers representing these men have to say when they get their opportunity to go in front of the courts, and we'll take it from there. But again, another story involving somebody associated, affiliated, a part of the dancehall space running afoul of the law in a serious way. Every citizen should have access to defense, yes, but as per the situation, S ranks, you go up a FLA, go look it. If you don't get it from up a FLA, it's illegal. It's a crime. So I don't subscribe to the fact say, because crime is everywhere, every man have the right. Yes, you have the right to protect yourself. But there are rules and guidelines as how you go about protecting yourself. You can't be trying to protect yourself from criminality by becoming a criminal. So, me can't subscribe to the notion there. So, in an effort to protect yourself, you do what the man where you protect yourself from a do. It's breaking the law. Then how does that make sense? Well, me can't see sense in that still. Brother, the FLA was not for people just walk in and get a gun. The FLA is the FLA, it is what it is. Thousands of people have been issued licensed firearms in the country. You understand? Some man does not want to go up on a FLA. See? So if thousands of people have been patient, why a next man can't be patient? So we're going to blame the FLA now. So we are on the seat, so we just gonna get some guns and just defend ourselves. So every man have an illegal gun. Yes, wrong. Oh, I was waiting for a response, but apparently none is forthcoming, so I don't know. But Griffiths, they don't live in Jamaica where they want a gun for Griffiths. You're a visitor, you now just go for FLA go get a gun for Griffiths. You understand? I'm sure where you live you have a gun. You understand? But if you don't live in Jamaica, why you think the FLA would give you a gun? If you're not going to be here for an extended period of time. Like seriously, the process is arduous. Yeah? So then me not understand the complaint though, Griffith. So talk to me, bro. What you know, me go try to get somebody from the FLA on the program because a lot of discussions come up surrounding the FLA. But Griffith, so you just come for a few days, a week or two, and you expect to go up by FLA go get a gun permit. But that's a ask still, because me can't see through that. I don't know then. I don't know. Probably I look on it the wrong way still. But if me did up a FLA Griffiths and you come up there and tell me say you're Jamaica for a week or two and you want gun permit, me not argue, brother. Me I tell you the truth to God love. Because that don't make no sense to me. So every man you come from America, we just come go up a FLA and you're there for a week or two or three and you get a gun permit? No, sir. Me not think so. Here then, if you so alright, so fine. So then now, if you are a citizen of Jamaica, then so you're a dual citizen, then you are here for 3 months out of the 3 weeks out of the year. Then if you have a license gun before you go up and you want to maintain your license, then you come down, you have to do and keep your license going. And then when you leave the gun at the safekeeping at the police force or the FLA. Then me not say no issue with that. But when Griffiths has said, Griffiths don't like, alright, so him there Jamaica regular, right? But I don't know the inner workings of the FLA, and I don't want to be a representative for the FLA. What I'll do, I'll try to get somebody from the FLA, preferably Shane Darling. I'll try and I couldn't ask him some question and I want to call him. I could say go. I'm not promising, but I'll try. As I think many questions come up surrounding the FLA. So, yeah. And alright. As I said, I don't know how the FLA operate on certain levels. So, I can't really speak to that. But I could be realistic on some levels. But I'll try, because I think many questions tend to come up about the FLA. Like many questions tend to come up about the office of the DPP. So I intend somewhere along the line to get somebody from that office and somebody from the FLA and somebody from all these places where the issues are, you know. Just give me a little time while we build the thing and, you know what I mean, become a little bit more respected in the streets and thing, and yes, where the thing go. But I intend to get persons who are involved in these agencies and entities, whether it is a sit-down interview or it's a live stream. And if it's a live stream, you can engage those people. You know, we take some calls and them something and you pose questions to these people. It's wrong. You still keep missing the point, sir. And nobody is disagreeing that you need to defend yourself. However, there are procedures and protocols as it relates to obtaining a firearm permit in Jamaica. And as such, if you do not go through that process and you are found with a gun on your person, it's an illegal weapon and it's a crime. Hey Teach, I just want to know. Hope is well. I am good so far. I just have been a bit busy these days. Blessings, wonderful. Blessings in the Empress Deneva. I know I think more time and I know so we're not going to always get for forwarding every time. But we give thanks when you get the chance to forward in. Yeah, man, happy to hear that you are okay. I am also appreciative of the continued support and the contributions. Blessing. So I don't know, still, I mean, these things will always be delicate, I suppose, and how we treat with them and look at them. I can only share my views on the thing. I said I will respect your views, but I won't always agree, because me not agree with S-Ranks right here, so no, none at all. You understand? Me agree that you should be given an opportunity to defend yourself, and if you are deemed fit and proper and you apply for a firearm permit through the FLA, you understand? And if they don't deem you fit and proper, you don't get it. Then me not understand. Me not know. Yeah. So with the Laden thing, I'll watch it out and see. I have been hearing some sounds around the place, and I listen to some people and some things. But I'll leave that where it is at this point in time. I am not pronouncing any guilt or any innocence. All I know is that 3 men were in a black Mercedes-Benz motor vehicle that was signaled by the police to stop. Initially they complied, but then sped off. A chase ensued. During the chase, according to the police report, the report of me I read it from no media outlet, It was posted on the Government of Jamaica Ministry of National Security website. Yeah. The police said that during the chase they observed an object being thrown through the sunroof of the vehicle. The chase continued and the vehicle was intercepted. The police then went back to the general location, which they said the object was thrown from the vehicle, and they discovered it to be a high-point pistol with a magazine containing a solitary round of ammunition. That is the report. Yeah, so we can go around that. You have 3 channels on YouTube. I have blessings, Empress Brooks. We appreciate the support. You understand? We don't do enough work on the rest of the channel them still, but this is the parent channel of this, you know what I mean? But eventually, those channels are there already. One of Jamaica is monetized. JA Positive is not monetized as yet, but we'll get there. Yeah, one of them time. So let's see what happens. These things are not as clear cut as you would think sometimes. So let's see. Now, peeps, one story here, so what we need to talk about. I didn't even want to talk about it. I just want to share it, and I'm sharing this to point to you where Jamaica currently sits as it relates to certain things, and where Jamaica is heading as it relates to certain things. Teach, would you report a friend who was upstanding? But if it's gun illegal, brother, illegal. If it's not a legal gun, it's illegal. You understand what I mean? I say that is all me have to say to you, brother. If the gun is illegal, it can't legal. Me not have nothing more to say about that. Something went wrong, can't right. I'll leave it at that. Good night, Miss Robinson. How are you? Gay rights activist loses appeal in TVJ suit. The Court of Appeal has dismissed a case brought by Maurice Tomlinson, an LGBT activist, over Television Jamaica's refusal to air a 30-second advertisement produced as part of an advocacy campaign to encourage tolerance for homosexuals in Jamaica. Television Jamaica is part of the RJR Gleaner Communications Group, to which the Gleaner Company Media Limited also belongs. So Chief Justice Brian Sykes had ruled in favor of TVJ when the matter was first brought to court by Tomlinson. However, after Sykes' ruling, Tomlinson took it to the Court of Appeal. He claimed that the refusal by TVJ and the CVM to air the video violated his rights to freedom of speech and his rights to distribute or disseminate information, opinions and ideas through any media as guaranteed by Section 13, subsection 3C and D of the Charter of Rights and Freedom. However, the Court of Appeal, in a unanimous decision and reported in a judgment largely written by Justice Hilary Phillips, said while the rights guaranteed by the Charter are capable of horizontal application, it cannot be held that the failure or refusal to broadcast the advertisement was unjustifiable in the light of TVJ's own constitutional rights to refuse to air the video. The parties had engaged in a matter through the courts involving uncharted waters, and that is noteworthy as it aids in the development of the jurisprudence of the country, and in respect of which they should be commended, Justice Phillips commented in the judgment. Meanwhile, the HIV Legal Network in a statement said it was disappointed with the judgment. In this case, after years of litigation, justice for LGBT people has been both delayed and now denied outright, the statement said. Tomlinson is to pay 60% of TVJ's cost of the appeal. No, this is my thing. Yes, Father Andrew, as me I said the other night, me had 7 need for link glad for choke. You understand? And I don't even know. No. TVJ is not a national television station owned and operated by the government. TVJ is a private entity. You understand? So, it is within the rights of TVJ to determine what they will air on their television station. Mark you, if a man want to advertise, it is his right to want to advertise what he want to advertise. However, it is also the rights of the television station to accept or deny an advertisement opportunity. Because as me tell you before, and this advertisement thing for me is a little bit a tricky thing. I have turned down so many opportunities to advertise on my channel for a number of reasons. Yeah? One, whatever is being advertised does not align with my principles or values or morals. Yeah? Like man who advertise bleaching cream and sexual enhancers and them something there. That will never happen. You understand? I mean, if you click on a video on YouTube advertise them things, YouTube take money for advertise them things, but you now go see me put in a video say me advertise that. See? Also one of the things with for me, and if you know me, on my channel, the content is the star of the channel, not this big head boy. So I don't crowd my videos with advertisement. Like I get advertisement opportunity. Like in my email now, I have at least 12 companies who reach out, say some of them companies we not trust them, but people are reaching out for that. And we just, because look, I have never tried to be the star of my channel. I have always tried to make the content that I share on my channel the star of my channel. Yeah? That is why you don't see me do videos where me come and the story and me chat 10 minutes and 1 second when the story is 1 minute or 2 minutes. But you fluff it up for put in your ad breaks them and you 10 minutes and 1 second, 10 minutes and 2 seconds and what have you. Because I just saw some people operate. But me, if the story is 1 minute or 2 minutes, or that is what it will be. If it be 10 minutes, fine. But when I will fluff it up and pad it up with one unnecessary bag of chatting and rambling and all about the people them come to get some information. Well, my channel is an informational channel. You understand? It's not an opinion channel. The stream is the opinion aspect of the thing. And people choose to watch or choose not to watch. It's not a problem. Zin? So me I say now, it's like, so this man link me and say, yo, teach them. More you run an advertisement for me. But as you link me, then me I say it depends on the type and nature of the advertisement. That is the first thing I say to people. It no matter how much money you pay me, if you don't match my ideals, keep your money. And he said to me, say, I am representative of the LBGT community and XYZ. Zine? And I would say to him, well, that is not an advertisement that I wish to insert in any of my videos and thing. So no, that is my decision to make. Because it's my channel. Yes, I operate on YouTube's platform, but the channel name YouTube, the channel name Teach Them. YouTube don't create content for my channel. I create content for my channel. And as such, I hold the right to determine what I upload versus what I don't. Like every day man send song come, so then will pay me money for upload the song and review the song. I not do that. That is not what I do. You understand? So I put them on to other people who do them things and something. Zine? Because everything cannot be just about the money. You have to remember that. Well, people don't know that still, but me I tell them. So now, me telling me now do that, and the man can me go a quote. Say he must sue me because me don't put him advertisement on my channel. In my video. When me make. I have done, well, rights. I think I did a video on probably rights in being arrested. I think I that. I don't remember. Probably in the future. Zine? So, the man go to TVJ, say, and CVM, say him have an advertisement, 30 seconds. Them say them not do it. It is within their rights. These are not publicly owned company. These are private entities. You understand? So the gentleman, Mr. Tomlinson, decide to take the matter to the courts. The courts ruled in favor of TVJ first. He decided that he was not satisfied, took it to the Court of Appeals. The Court of Appeals has ruled in favor of TVJ. Let's see if he seeks leave to appeal the matter in the Privy Council, because you know with these things and people in general, they will fight until the end. But I can tell you straight up, nobody can come to me with an advertisement in relation to that type of thing. Say me if you advertise it in my video, it not gonna happen. You understand what I say? That's my choice. Just like how I have rejected many other advertisement opportunities because it's my choice. I mean, we do this, and let's not lose sight of the fact this is a business. But still, I treat this business a little bit different from how other people treat it. For example, my live streams now, generally, they cannot be monetized based on the things that I discuss. You understand what I say? I make that sacrifice. Some man will not stream the things I discuss because they're not going to make no money. But the reality is that people come, Super Chat, PayPal, Patreon, so we still earn. And we still add some value to the viewers, despite the fact that the stream is not advertiser friendly. Many videos on my channel, before me do them, I know say they are not going to be advertiser friendly. But we still do them because there's a message to be shared and there's information to be disseminated. Because I know that even though this video not gonna make no money, me gonna have some video where I gonna make a food. And having some video where I gonna make a food, you gonna still have people who contribute monthly over on Patreon, people who contribute on PayPal, people who contribute via Super Chat, people who buy things out of the merch store, and people who call me and say, Teach, you're the near Western Union, big up yourself. You understand? So we give thanks. I mean, I probably am able to do that because I have built my channel a particular way. And I'll say this publicly, looking at it, I am probably one of the first person who in Jamaica individual, you know, you did have them on stage and them big entity there from a long time and some other people them. But as a one youth, we are trying to do a thing, look at this thing from a business perspective, Zine, rather than just making some video to make $1. Zine? So from early, our thing kind of different and we look on the broader picture, you know. You understand? So if a man come to me and say, I have this video, your interviews tend to do very well and they reach to a certain demographics and I want you to advertise X on me. The first question is, what are you advertising? Send me the video clip so I watch it. Zin? Before me even agree upon nothing. If I watch it and it is not in keeping with what I want my channel to represent, it ain't going there. It no matter how much money you pay me. I have many cases where I have proven that repeatedly. It's not that we not get opportunity. Like, me really and truly not get the opportunities that we want. Cause the reality is that we've been out here, I put in some work, Zane. Corporate Jamaica not really look upon we yet. But one day shall come where they will have to look. You understand what I say? One day will come where they have to look. You see some people come through and everybody run to them because of, you know what I mean, them pull and them name and them fame. But we still remain humble, we still remain patient and we know how they will come. You understand what I say? So this for me, and I've always said this, if this was about solely the money for me, every pin would drop and every pan would knock me run go do a video pan. You understand? I'm a sensationalize me thing them and me have some clickbait topic and title and them something. For me, yes, it is my job, it is my work, but I want to build something that is lasting, something that is credible, something that people can identify with, and something that people can respect. Zane, Empress Lydia S., thanks so much for the contribution. Daniel C., big up yourself in the family. Love how you keep it militant tea. Drink a beer. Now say I read a Guinness still, but give thanks. You know what I mean? To Arthur. Yeah, man. Bless up. Yeah, man. So, as Mr. Peeps, this is the situation, TVJ, and respect to TVJ. You have to stand up for your belief, you know. You understand what I mean? I say if you believe in something strongly enough, you stand up for it and you fight it. Big up. You understand? And this is not me throwing shades or, you know what I mean, at the LBGT community, but as somebody who is technically in media, Zane, you have to look on that TVJ thing here and realize the importance of it. You understand? So nobody not supposed to come dictate to you what's supposed to be on your platform. It's your platform. You choose what to go upon it. And big up to TVJ for sticking up for them believing and fighting tooth and nail and hold them own, and they have emerged victorious. My respects. Because I see him someone who probably want to come around here so and say, yo, teach me, and then me tell a man no and he want to carry me go a court. Go away. No, brother. So, in this thing, in this life, and this is a lesson, you know, where you believe in, you stand up for it and you fight for it. See? Nobody else now have to believe in it, you know, but as long as you believe in it, it is worth fighting for. Remember that. Me take a lesson from that. Peeps, and big up on yourself. The great Frederick Toots Hibbert. I don't know the whole debacle, embarrassment, crap surrounding the great man's funeral. You know, the government has stepped in and they have decided that through consultation with various people that he will be laid to rest in the National Heroes Park. His interment will be on the 8th of November. Consequently, that is my birthday, which is next Sunday. Yes. So, Frederick Toots Hibbert, frontman of Toots and the Maytals, great man, will be buried at the National Heroes Park in Kingston on Sunday, November the 8th. There will be viewings in Tread Light District in Clarendon, as well as the National Arena in Kingston. There will be tributes from several industry members, both here and overseas, for Toots Hibbert, as well as performances. There will also be viewings, as I said that already. Hibbert had been slated to be interred at the Dovecot Memorial Park in Spanish Town, St. Catherine, after a Thanksgiving service at the Perry's Funeral Home in Spanish Town on October 15th. However, the family members were not able to find the burial order, a requirement for interment, and the body was returned to the funeral home. Teach them, did you see Frankie Paul's sister video? No, you know, bro. No, sir. Toots is finally getting the send-off that he deserves, that he has earned, and all's well that ends well. I don't know what they will permit or who they will permit at Hero Circle, in Hero Circle. It is my birthday, so I don't know that. I'm not even sure. I am not big on birthday celebrations. I've said that before. I know I normally think different of it, but I don't know. I'll see. If certain things are allowed, we might take a one circle down there and say we can get some footage and things. Because I always like have my footage from my own camera, you know. You understand what I say? That's the thing there, you know, because, you know. But big up to the people that will make this possible. This is what should have happened in the first place. I've said that before. Say it again. Yeah, man. Give thanks. My grandmother normally says, a stitch in time saves 9. I don't know which 9 this saved, but a stitch in time was that them couldn't find the burial permit, and they have saved that stitch in time has saved Toots' legacy, I suppose. I mean, I said Dovecot X or Y, but Toots deserve more than Dovecot. That is just my view upon the matter. You understand what I say? Yeah, man. The greatness of the man dictates, say, him deserve a little bit more than Dovecot. If I ever came back go bury him down at Mape down Clarendon where he come from, when people them want him than Dovecot. You understand? Peeps, we are cut to this, so give thanks at 12 o'clock in the morning. You know what thing go? As I said, these days, I don't even know the Sunday streams go anymore because a number of things can happen, man, but I'll try and think. I'll definitely be keeping an eye on that tropical wave in the Eastern Caribbean as the forecast is looking wet, and I'll keep you posted. So if I think I need to do a video, I will definitely do so. I enjoy that type of content. You know, it is related to my area of specialization, which is geography and thing. So yeah, it's good practice for me too, because who knows, when we get older, like, we probably do something in a meteorology. Who knows? We'll see. Options and opportunities, eh? Peeps, give thanks. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you soon. Look out for the interview on Tuesday. Something a little bit different from what you're used to, but it is one of the most inspiring interviews that I have done. So many learning moments, so many amazing points in that interview. Real reasoning, different vibe. Yeah, so let me say, send you the update, the latest update to it. Alright, Peter, now say a word. So peeps, appreciate the support. Big up to the people who in the family, whether you're new, you understand, whether you did there and go and come back, whether you're gone, big up yourself, said we. Since this channel started up to about 2 days ago, I have had, and I not even say last, I have 27,707 people unsubscribing from the channel. Now, you have some people out there who don't have 27,000 people on them channel, subscribers. So we give thanks. You understand? On a monthly basis, averagely 750 or so people unsubscribe. I couldn't tell you why. You understand? I mean, people do that for various reasons. If you know me, I am not one who dwell on subscription numbers because I know what is most important on YouTube. And trust me, it is not subscribers. It is good to have that because it's a sign that people appreciate your work. And then 3/4 of the people that subscribe to your channel don't watch your video them. You understand? Some people only subscribe because they want to show your support, but them not really turn on them notification, them not really watch the video them. Most of the views that I get on the channel are from people who don't subscribe. I think about 25% of my views come from my subscriber. So at the end of the day, peeps, I don't really dwell upon them. Watch time is the most important thing. I'm not shocked at that. You understand what I say? So we give thanks to the ones them who stick out the journey. I know people in here so now have unsubscribed and subscribe back for various different reasons. I don't need to get into that. Everybody are them own big people. Them decide what them want, what them like. You understand? People get offended very quickly and easily because they know me is one of them person they were. Me nah go laugh up about something if me not agree with it, and if you say certain things that me not like, then y'all get it. You understand? So some people not like that neither, cause some people feel like so because them supported them can say anything and do anything. We not play that. You understand? A discipline and we give the respect, and if we get a little respect to nothing wrong with that something there. You see me? So people don't feel like because you watch a channel and you do this, you can't come say anything. Because I not talk to you anyway. So I don't see what you think you need to talk to me anyway. I don't play that. You understand? So people, you know what I mean? Some people, I don't know I'm to them. But big up on yourself. I appreciate the ones them. So all 27,000 mash people, big up on yourself. You were once here. We appreciate the support at the time. Hopefully one day we'll look and realize that this is the place to be. And you know what I think. Big up to the people who have been with us from the get-go, who never cut no matter what kind of disagreement or differences we have. Because I know some say things more time and some people not appreciate it. But them people they know say, yo, teach just feel a way about it this time. You know, many times we and teach agree. I don't know if we and him disagree this time. But some people get into them feelings and then them say some things where them feel like say, yo, them entitled. Yeah, you're entitled to share your view, then me entitled to run away too. Then what you mean? You understand what I mean? So we don't play that. We give respect, so we expect the thing to be balanced. That's how the thing go. You understand what I say? One of them things, peeps, good night. Enjoy the rest of your night. Well, your morning. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. For the persons who are in Jamaica, please be cognizant of the fact that some more rain might fall. And that can bring a lot of things. So just be careful. You understand what I mean? So for the people them abroad, the people who have been out voting already in the United States, make your vote count. You understand? And you know the thing. I don't need to get into that thing that we do. You understand what I say? I know some people are going to vote for that man. Some people are going to vote for that man. Just like a Jamaica, you're free to choose who you want to choose because of why you want to choose them. And your business that. But big up on yourself. You understand what I say? Peeps. Night. Appreciate the ones them. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. Appreciate everything. All the persons who are here tonight in the comment section. You know what I mean? A wall of vibes. Zane. Engage. Lex. S-Rank. Griffiths. All of the people them with the hitting questions them and statements them. Big up on yourself. I want to add value to the thing. The People's National Party internal elections coming up. I intend to do a call-in stream about that, you know, and stream only thing for win and why I only think them for win and them something there. I think the election is Saturday night, so I stream Friday night. The election is Saturday. I'm not sure if I stream Saturday evening. My birthday is Sunday. I'm going to stream Sunday evening. Come hell or high water, so you'll cross it. Because I heard strong that, you know, if you build a vibes. You understand what I say? And thing. Yeah, so next weekend will be streamy. I may stream the 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Let's see. But I intend to do a call-in stream about the People's National Party presidential election because that is important in the grand scheme of things. Zane, as that person will become the opposition leader. You understand? A strong opposition well, the opposition can't go strong again until the next general election. You have some by-election and then win some seat. But these things are important for the greater Jamaica situation. So we have to keep an eye on these things. You know what I mean? Plus, the calling them is a next little bonding type thing and a whole little vibe thing. You understand? Some strange people calling sometimes with some strange ideas. But we just listen. And for me, I don't do the callings enough too. Because I think that I need to be a little bit more patient with the callers. Although I try, I need to be a little bit more attentive despite the fact that we might not agree. So like how we're learning with the interviews when to stand back and when to probe and press. With the callings, we need to develop that as well. Because we're building something here. We have built something. You understand? The capabilities are becoming greater and greater. You just don't know certain things yet. But we are now able to do so many different things. But these things will come out over time. I have been told by many YouTubers, not Jamaica, but big YouTubers, they normally say one thing. Don't tell your viewers what you're going to do. Do it and let them see it. I am trying to break into that. I normally telling you things, I kind of stop telling you things. I don't listen too much. You understand? So I'm going to start do some things. And like I remember when I just change my camera and I come out, like people immediately realize that something is different. I never tell you that I got. You understand what I say? So the capabilities are becoming greater and greater and greater. Behind the scenes, you know, we're always trying to improve, always trying to keep moving and elevating and broaden our horizons and thing. I mean, somebody emailed me last night, said, Teach, how much you charge to shoot a wedding? I say, you know, I not start shoot weddings yet. I find that so amazing. Like, people are looking on and you see different opportunities are open up because of the work that people see I do here, so and thing. So that is how we take it one day at a time. I never take the job still because I haven't shoot a wedding yet. The first wedding I shoot, I want it to be out of just me shooting a wedding to get the experience. I don't want it to be a paid job. I want it to be for somebody who gives me the opportunity to say, this is my wedding. I know you never do this before, but I am trusting you with this precious moment and memory of my life. Don't mess it up. And then I try and fix it. You understand? So my first wedding shoot, I don't want it to be a paid job. It is just me going out there with the team, Zane, and we're learning together. You understand? And we try and make the thing work and learn. So when we get the experience now, we can go and shoot in the weddings then. You know what I think? Work. Peace. Big up on yourself. I'm telling you that everything in life is about money. You understand? Shaggy said one thing in an interview one time, and that has stuck with me. He said, back in the days, he used to do a lot of free shows. Just go work on some show. So people see him, people recognize his voice, people are hear him name. You understand? So when the songs came now, I know the guy. I know him. You understand? So some things, it's not all about money. And this is a lesson to everybody who listen. Sometimes your best work is free work. Good night. I'll see you soon. Sunday, 8:30. Make it a date and don't be late. Don't look fit. Get book fit. Walk good. Step with Jah. You know what thing go. Safe travel upon the gravel. I'm out.
Thank you for tuning in. Like the stream before you go. Subscribe if you haven't done so. Remember to share the stream with your family and friends and browse the channel for more amazing content. Until next time, walk good, my friends.
Teach them. Hey, yo, hello. Send the message and make it reach them. It's Teach them right here. Warlord representing.